It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is switching, Dan.
Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
Sports 1440. Stingray Radio Station. CKJR. Broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Oiler Insider and Jersey Aficionado.
1-2 to Lucas. And he hits this ball well. Deep down the right field line. Tatis to the corner. It's a birthday home run. 1-0 Blue Jays in the first.
60% talent, 40% Swedish hair cream.
Tara Martinez. Julian Alvarez. Wow. The quality of a world champion right there from Julian Alvarez. And Argentina have their extra time get-out clause again.
It's all gas, no brakes.
From the cloud up the tops, and he watches on as Cody Fajardo pitches this one to Justin Reagan. And he couldn't, could he? Oh, you know he will. Touchdown Reagan, unstoppable.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we're here to stay.
The Tom Gazzola Show on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Welcome to the Tom Gazzola Show, presented by Bet365, right here on Sports 1440. Happy Tuesday. It's going to be a scorcher out there. It's already really nice this morning. Hope you're doing really good, and we'll enjoy the day and have fun and watch World Cup action, and then you're going to watch the MLB All-Star Game, and then you're going to complain about how All-Star games suck in every sport, and then it'll be a complete Tuesday. Tom Gazzola, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick with you. We have a fantastic show for you. As always, on the way, we're going to be joined by Lucas Weiss. We're going to be joined by Mark Spector, Jamie Thomas, James Nichols, and one and only Connor Halley today as we get you set for what should be a quiet but perhaps enjoyable day, an important day on the world stage soccer-wise, World Cup action, semifinals. Ooh, I'm excited. I'll be watching France and Spain. Tomorrow, England and Argentina. Let it rip. You can text us. Hit us up, 1-833 401-1440. Still getting there, Josh. Still getting. Give me that look. Still getting there. He's giving me the gift.
He's giggling at me.
Oh, what do you guys do? You guys are back there doing stuff.
The giggles stem from the other day, Tom. I accomplished a new feat. I cleared a hurdle in my professional career.
Go on.
Where I had crossed the threshold of 1,000 followers on Twitter. And Josh, seeing the show lineup tweet today, probably just hovered his mouse over the tweet with my profile and seeing that it is, in fact, 999 again, again today. So Josh, for some reason, takes great pleasure in my in my displeasure and misfortune, which some consider that human nature. I like to have a little bit more of an optimistic outlook on life, where I think humans are instinctively good and not evil, like Josh.
Would you like to defend yourself?
I just thought it was funny because he was like, "I will drop below 1,000."
It happens,
and it happened. I was like, "Well, there it is. They were cleaning up some bots,
the Twitter purge. It happens.
Maybe they weren't bots, and someone just couldn't handle my takes." Not that I've tweeted any out in the past couple days.
Yeah,
but
I couldn't handle the Tom Gazzola show for July 13th.
The July 13th podcast tweet. They're like, "This is too much.
We can't do this anymore." But yeah,
it was a good run. I can't wait to cross it again and then fall back below it again, and then dance that line for probably the next several months consecutive, I would assume.
And Fenny will just give you the gears every time.
Well, listen, I'm not really like, it was just funny that he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll drop below 1,000," and it happened that fast. But like, I know that I only have 158 followers on Twitter or whatever. Like, it's not like I'm in no position to, one, be snickering, and two, I definitely have less now because if he got purged, I got purged.
We all got purged. No more Twitter bots. Although they haven't really done a good job of cleaning that up, have they? I feel like it's almost gotten worse. Anyway, you can watch us on YouTube as well at Sports 1440. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And of course, we are on X, where you might be watching and thinking, I do want to get to Brandon over 1,000. He'd be happy. He'd be overjoyed. Maybe Fenny gets a few more followers. Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, all those wonderful new platforms. And then, of course, on the old AM dial, iHeart, TuneIn, that good stuff. That good stuff. Okay. I was kind of joking. I said that it's like going to be a really important day in the world of sports. Yes, World Cup wise, it will be. But we have the All-Star game in the MLB. I was reading about Don Mattingly feeling weird that he's coaching the NL team and going up against so many Blue Jays after taking over in Philly at the start of the year. I thought he was walking away from the game. I clearly didn't follow the Phillies enough. And now he's at the game. By the way, the home run derby looked like it was fun. Good time. Schwarber did not win.
He was close, though.
He was close. I think that was probably as exciting as it gets. And then for Schwarber to be like the front runner, Jordan Walker comes back. What did he hit? 4 or 5 in a row to win it? Six in a row.
Consecutive to finish because, as we discussed yesterday, if you hit one on your last swing, you get to keep going.
Yes.
Until you don't. And he needed that several times. What a scene. I watched
Awesome.
I watched the whole thing. If for no other reason than there was nothing else on.
Right.
And it was not on Netflix for those of us in Canada. If anybody else happened to stumble upon that realization when you opened your Netflix app on your TV at 6 o'clock and was like, all right, I guess this isn't happening. No, it was on Sportsnet, as is all of our baseball programming, or the vast majority of it anyway. So it was good. I was entertained. I am. The one real interesting thing I took away, Tom, what did we talk about yesterday with the new format? That we thought it would be a little bit more expedited.
Streamlined. Yeah.
It lasted the exact same length of time. And there were about half as many total home runs hit because of the format setup. I still prefer this format where you get to watch each ball. You see it land. The commentators, the broadcasters, as awkward and as uncomfortable as it can be at times, where you're just talking about home run after home run, and the analyst is maybe getting a little too excited about it the first 3 when you know there's about to be 150 hit over the next several hours. That all aside, it's a little bit easier on them when you can talk about one swing, one hit. All right, reset back to the home plate. And I think it makes for better viewing experience too for the camera work and stuff. With that being said, they had a lot of great camera angles. I really felt they underutilized the one from like directly behind home plate. Where you could kind of get like the almost like a catcher POV, or almost like the video game type view, right? Where you're set up behind the batter and you kind of get that perspective. I'd like to see stuff like that a little more worked in, as opposed to just from behind the pitcher, like a traditional baseball broadcast scene, and then just cuts to the ball flying through the air. No, give me the shot from behind the batter, behind the plate, and you kind of get to watch the ball sail out, and then you can cut to the outfield cam to see where it lands.
It would be like life imitating video games.
Very much so. And like, what better spot for that to happen than the home run derby?
Field baseball lends itself well to that. Actually, again, as some of you may know, I've gotten back into baseball video games. I purchased MLB The Show 26. Young Tommy Gazzola is in his 4th pro season. He has made it all the way from AA to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Made his first All-Star appearance, guys. And crushed.
Very proud of you, Tom.
Crushed a dinger in that MLB.
And
All-Star
now are you going to
debut.
turn the difficulty up to whatever's right above rookie mode?
Okay. Now, you guys were feeding Mackenzie this information, weren't you?
She came up with that all on her own.
She's very clever.
Made for a funny video.
It was good. I appreciate that. Anyway, the presentation, what I'm getting at is the presentation in the video game is fantastic. And listen, obviously it's based off of real life broadcasts, but there are some things like that camera angle Brandon's talking about, from like, it looks like a video game camera angle, that if they can mimic that in real life, it's kind of weird how video games were made to mimic life, but now there's been some innovation in video games that they maybe mimic, or life mimics the video games. Take, for example, in football, the cable cam.
Right.
And I know that came out of the XFL. That was one of the few things the XFL contributed to football in general. But the cable cam is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like a video game camera angle. 2001, they came up with that. Do you guys remember the XFL? Were you even XFL guy?
Well, the XFL, I do remember the XFL going
He remembers
on.
the new version of the XFL.
I remember the new version
with
of
The
it
Rock.
where and Taylor Heineke was a quarterback in the XFL right before going to the Commanders, or the C words,
or after.
Both. Yeah, maybe he was there before, beat Tom Brady in a playoff game, and then went back to the XFL, and then was the backup last year in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Legend, Taylor Heineke. Legend.
XFL legend.
Yeah. Well, hey, you beat Tom Brady in a playoff game, or almost beat Tom Brady in
Right.
a playoff game.
Right.
He had 2 rushing touchdowns, I think, put his body on the line. So bad, but that defense kept him in the game.
Great memory.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do the best I can.
Yeah. Anyway, the original XFL was wild. It was Vince McMahon brainchild. I think Paul McLaughlin was a kicker. I think he went down there. There was a bunch of CFL guys that went there. And then when the XFL folded after a season, a bunch of the XFL guys came up to Canada. I think maybe some made it into the NFL. I'd have to go back and look. But the one guy, I believe his name was Kevin Smart, and you could put whatever name you wanted on the back of your jersey, and he put "He Hate Me." And he was a kick returner. And I think one of the first games, he took one back for a touchdown. And I believe he ended up in Edmonton briefly with the Eskimos. They also had I think strippers for cheerleaders. Like it was, and then they would get all the WWE wrestlers to go to games and do promos and stuff like that. But it didn't have staying power. And then the XFL now, guys, I don't know. I checked in. I watched one of those games because it merged with the USFL.
Mm-hmm.
There's like maybe 7,000 people at that game. Now, there was only 14,000 at the last Elks home game. I hope this Friday there's at least 5,000 to 10,000 more.
Mm-hmm.
I hope. So I'll mix that in there and recognize that, yes, even up here, we've had some struggles with some teams filling up stadiums. Rod Smart, not Kevin Smart. Thank you, Andrew, for that. Clearing it up. Rod Smart. And he did come up here, I believe. I remember talking to Dave Jameson, longtime Eskimos PR man, about that and some of the characters he got to deal with. He has some amazing stories. I hope he writes that book. King of Port Nasty getting into the text line. How many MLB jerseys does Tommy have? Which one's his favorite? I ended up with a Blue Jays jersey recently. One of my go-to establishments gave me one. It was very kind of them. I also have a Trappers jersey as well, Brennan. Do you have the black one or the white pinstripe?
I have the white pinstripes.
Yeah, I've got the black one.
Which can be risky when you're out at the ballpark and you got maybe a hot dog going, ketchup, mustard.
Uh-oh.
We know the risk of spilling a little beer
Mm-hmm.
as you're tilting them back on a hot day, as I was on Sunday. It's always there, but maybe it's like it's a flip side where you recognize with wearing a white jersey, you have to be extra careful.
Yeah.
You can't be kind of fast and loose with it.
Touche. Yes. Not a lot of baseball jerseys, but thank you for asking. Appreciate that.
I ordered my first 2 ever baseball jerseys because I'm going to Toronto later this summer.
You bought 2?
Yeah, not. I got my buddy to order them because he'd found this, Chinese website where he's convinced he'd ordered some hockey jerseys from them before. He's like, they're good quality. He's like, I like them. They don't look fake. They're not cheap or anything. So I kowtowed to it and said, sure, for $65-$70 a pop, I'll get a couple and see how they turn out.
And?
Now I haven't got them yet. He still has them in Delburn, so I'll probably not see them until we get on the plane to leave for Toronto in late August. My biggest concern right now is I got one of the jerseys of my favorite current Jay, and there's potential that he could be traded if the Jays fall out of this and he's one of their most valuable
Who?
trade chits. Dalton Varsho.
Oh, Varsho. I like Varsho. You know what? He's on my team on the Diamondbacks in the 2029 MLB
He returned.
season.
He returned to Arizona.
Evidently,
Interesting.
he hit 6th. I hit 2nd or 3rd.
Oh, well, of course, the Tom Gazzola.
No, it's Tommy.
Oh, Tommy.
In that game.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Now, listen, I'm geeking out about a video game here. I think many of us still do. But what I love about the new games is how you can do a face scan off your phone.
Seriously?
Yes. And
What?
I'll show you in the commercial break. My guy scarily looks just like me, in my opinion. Like, that's impressive to me. So, anyway, I'm getting all excited about this. By the way, speaking of baseball, Bet365 is the presenting sponsor of this fine program. And Canada just hit the biggest home run of the summer. Bet365 is available in Canada and here to stay. Download the app. Must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly. CB radio guy chiming in says, Tommy, just need to get you some Birkenstocks to enjoy the nice hot weather properly. Maybe a good tank top and some short shorts too. I'm all in, CB radio guy, on the short shorts and a tank top. Got to be comfortable. Got to be stylish. The Birks is where I draw the line. Not a Birks guy. And I know socks with slides is a thing. Not for this guy. Anybody? Bueller?
I'm not a sandals guy, period.
Always running shoes?
Of any capacity. I bought 2 pairs when I went to Mexico for a wedding last fall.
Okay.
Like a pair of flip-flops like for around the pool, and then like a pair of, they're not Birkenstocks because I'm too cheap for that, for a pair of shoes I'm never going to wear. Amazon knockoff equivalent though, as like kind of more dress sandals.
Okay.
For the beach ceremony. They have sat in my closet now and have not moved since I got back in the first week in November.
They're going to be fresh and ready to go.
I guess.
Have you done a destination beach wedding?
That was my second.
Okay.
Yeah. And the first one I went to, I'm trying to remember. I think I probably did the same thing. I went to just Walmart and bought a pair of flip-flops and then immediately lost, or I might have even left them in Mexico.
That happened.
When I came back, because where it cost you $20. And that time around, I was a little more cautious about what the scene is like for a beach wedding.
Yes.
And I'd taken golf pants and some dress shoes and stuff. And that was more my ensemble for the actual wedding portion of it.
Mm-hmm.
This next time around, more familiar, I said, nah, I'm doing beach sandals.
Beach sandals.
Dress sandals, if you will.
That's the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're on a trip like that, it can get a little chaotic. Sometimes you just need something to bomb around in that aren't too expensive. Totally fair. Curtis is interested in this website because $200 for a baseball jersey is expensive. And that is the price of a baseball jersey these days. You want to get like the MLB official jersey. And then if you want an authentic one, I think it's even more. So yeah, it's not cheap. I understand where Curtis is coming from. All right. We are off and running here on the Tom Gazzola Show on Sports 1440. We're going to talk a little bit about the World Cup with Lucas Weiss from The Athletic. We're going to take a quick break. More right after this.
Everything is going to be okay. If you're feeling the weight of too much debt, you have options. I'm Dan McDicken, a licensed insolvency trustee with Faber. Becoming debt-free is possible, and a personal bankruptcy or a consumer proposal will get you there. Schedule your free Faber Focus session at faber.ca today. You'll learn how a consumer proposal will eliminate your debt by paying a percentage of the amount owed without interest. At Faber, we've got your back.
Hurry in for hot summer savings at Wolf GMC Buick. Take advantage of 0% purchase financing for up to 72 months on select new 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 pickups. 0% purchase financing for 36 months on select new 2026 Sierra 2500 Denali and Denali Ultimate models. Plus, huge cash savings on GMC Sierra heavy-duty trucks. And ask about the $1,000 truck trade-in bonus and low-rate lease offers. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
You don't just need property services, you need problems handled. HireGood provides cleanup, debris removal, site monitoring, and safety attendance across Edmonton. We reduce issues on your property, keep spaces safe, and take pressure off your team. We resolve real problems for businesses while creating real impact because our team is built on second chances and they show up every day ready to prove it. Visit hiregood.ca or call and mention Jason Greger for a first-time discount. Hire Good. Stable jobs create stable lives.
No fluff, no fillers, just pure entertainment. Sports 1440 brings the heat with bold opinions, big personalities, and Edmonton's fiercest fans. This is your turf. This is Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Caesars is Alberta's anytime, anywhere sportsbook. Stay in the action with your favorite teams and players. Whether you're camping, kayaking, or catching a show this summer, bet wherever you are, whenever you want. Plus, Caesars Sportsbook offers fast payouts and flex parlays, a new way to keep your bet alive even if a pick misses. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app today.
Must be 18 or older and physically present in Alberta to gamble. Must be 21 or older to use Caesars Sportsbook. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. Standard message and data rates may apply. Please play responsibly.
The Tom Gazzola Show on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we are here to stay.
$7:21 in Edmonton. We're off and running here on the Gazzola Show, brought to you by Bet365. Text us. We want to hear from you. 1-833-401-1440 as we get set for a big day in the world of soccer. Obviously, in MLB, you got the All-Star game. Depending on how much you love Major League Baseball, baseball in general, All-Star games, varying degrees, I'm sure, for most out there. But in the World Cup, we've got Spain, we've got France. And then tomorrow it's England and Argentina. Some big matchups with some big football nations. And to discuss, we bring in Lucas Weiss from The Athletic, covering the World Cup. He's ready to rock and roll, Brando? All right, here we go. Because it's been a fun World Cup. The expanded 48-country tournament has been, I think, highly entertaining. Now, Johnny Infantino's talking about like 64 teams. Lucas, what the hell is going on? What are we doing here in soccer and the World Cup? Come on now.
Tom, is this college football? Is this the NCAA tournament that I'm seeing, or have I missed something? Because I feel like Johnny Infantino is just completely using the playbook of the college football playoff, expanding that, and then the NCAA tournament. And to me, it's just a shame because I think if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? And it was great, the 48 teams. I really liked the 32 beforehand. I had no problems with that. But it's obviously just such a money play, right? Like they want to just have more matches, more revenue for FIFA. And to me, it just dilutes the competition. It dilutes qualifying for the World Cup. I mean, qualifying for the World Cup means something. I mean, look, Italy, a proud soccer nation, has not qualified for the World Cup the last 3 cycles. So I don't understand what they're doing. And it's just a real shame because I think 48 is the sweet spot. I think if you get to 64, which is what's being examined right now, it just really dilutes it, and it just allows teams to come in, and it doesn't make qualifying as interesting. So to me, it would be a shame, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised at how the competition played out in this 48-team tournament. And maybe you're right. Maybe they have found the sweet spot, but, you know, money does talk, and I feel like this Infantino guy really doesn't care. He doesn't hide it, that who his allegiances are with and the type of organization he's running. So, yeah, it's weird to see 64 teams already being discussed when this tournament isn't even over. And this tournament itself is different in the hydration breaks and the commercialization and the North American style ticket pricing. Given all of that, Lucas, what do you make of what FIFA has done making these North American style tweaks, do you think they continue on after this World Cup, or do you think that was a one and done scenario?
I think the hydration breaks are here to stay. And you mentioned the commercialization of it. That's the main reason for it. It's not because of the extreme heat. Now, in large parts of North America today, it is quite warm. I mean, in Toronto, it's approaching 45 humidex. But, I mean, in Dallas, they're playing in a dome. Atlanta, they're playing in a dome stadium tomorrow. So it's not because of the heat. It's because of the revenue that is generated from these commercials. And it's just not soccer to me, Tom. Like, soccer to me is meant you play 45 minutes, you take the break at halftime, then you play another 45. It isn't like 4 quarters, which is essentially what it is now. And look, players have had various opinions about it. Same with coaches. You definitely see momentum change, right? I mean, one team has all the momentum, the hydration break happens, and then they lose it, and the other team gains it. And to me, it's just not soccer. Like, it flat out isn't, and it's just a shame that these tweaks are taking away from the purity of the game.
Yeah. I mean, weren't there football nations in Europe saying, don't bother coming over to North America because it's going to cost you an arm and a leg? Like, I appreciate that about soccer fans in Europe, in other parts of the world, where when they get fed up with something, they actually stand their ground. Was it a couple of years ago, a German team and the coach stood in front of the fans and the supporters were just screaming their heads off at him on the field and he took it? Like, where else would you see that? Only in soccer, in my opinion. So we'll see. But yeah, if the hydration breaks are a thing that stays, that to me, Lucas, is really weird. But alas, here we are. Okay, let's look at today's matchup. I mean, I know this is going to be exciting. I know we had some crazy games over the weekend to get us into the semifinal, but France and Spain, two teams, I don't think they've trailed at all, either team, this entire tournament. Two juggernauts. Is there a clear-cut favorite in your opinion? How do you handicap this matchup today?
France is the favorite. I think they've demonstrated that they're the team to beat this tournament. Like, the trio of players that they have in Mbappe, Olise, and Dembele have just been a cut above everyone else in terms of performance. But it isn't just those three, Tom. Like, they have other players too, Rodri, Doué, that can really play as well. They're just a complete team. Now, Spain has given them problems, though. We saw Spain 2 years ago at the Euros beat France en route to winning the European Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Spain has only conceded 1 goal in this tournament. So they play a very defensive style. And I really think that that's going to be the tale, how the Spain backline led by Cucurella defends this speed of France's attack. I think, though, that when it's all said and done, France ekes this one out 1 or 2-0. It's going to be a really tight game. But I would not be surprised if Spain advances too, because Spain can also counterattack and they can also score. So I think these are the two best teams left in the tournament. It's a shame that it's in the semis and not the final, but here we are. But I think Les Bleus right now are the team to beat, and they're going to put up a huge fight today. But don't be surprised if Spain pulls this out.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to this game, or this match this afternoon. Lucas Weiss with us from The Athletic. Talk a little World Cup as we're dialing it in and getting close to that final. The semis start today, and then tomorrow it is Argentina going at it with England. Is England a team of destiny? I don't even want to say it. I like when England kind of like fails. They tease all their fans and supporters, and then they lose ultimately. But what do you make of this matchup that we're going to see tomorrow?
Yeah, another fantastic one. A matchup that has a lot of history, right? I mean, this is the same matchup in 1986 where Diego Maradona scored the famous Hand of God goal to beat England. So there's a lot of fraughtness between these two countries when it comes to international football. Look, I think England should win this match. I just think they have more firepower than Argentina does. But Argentina's been sort of like this team of destiny this tournament, Tom. Like, they have escaped in their last 3 matches where they have been pushed to the absolute brink and had to come back and win. Now, Argentina has Lionel Messi, who's co-leading the Golden Boot right now alongside Kylian Mbappe of France. He is such a threat, as he always is. But beyond Messi, I don't know the other options Argentina has to score. So if England can somehow neutralize Lionel Messi and Harry Kane can get some help. I mean, Jude Bellingham's had a brace in back-to-back matches. He's been phenomenal. I hate to say it, but I think England could do this, that they could advance to their first World Cup final since 1966. They're kind of like the Toronto Maple Leafs of international soccer, dare I say. Who knows if they'll, be true to that statement if they fall short again tomorrow. But I think England does have the firepower, but it won't be easy taking down Argentina, the reigning World Cup champions.
Do you think Argentina's rope-a-dope style, Lucas, is going to catch up to them? Is that kind of what we're getting at? Do you think England can expose that, take advantage?
I do. I mean, Argentina is not, respectfully to their opponents, hasn't played a powerhouse country yet this tournament. They had a very easy group stage. They played Cabo Verde in the round of 32, and credit Cabo Verde for pushing them to the brink. They played Egypt to the round of 16. I mean, Egypt was up a couple goals and then just stopped defending. And then Switzerland, unfortunately, got dealt that red card, so they were playing with 10 men. So, but all those 3 countries aren't the caliber of an England, a France, or a Spain who they would meet in the final. So it should catch up with them, Tom, but this is international soccer, right? Where anything can happen. These games are tight. And often it's one little play that's the difference. And ultimately, Argentina's experience can really help them in this position. They won a World Cup 4 years ago. They have a lot of experienced players on their team, and they can find a way to advance to another final. So, again, like I say, England has the firepower, but they have to go out and prove it, right? Because their manager, Tuchel, was not happy with how England played against Norway in the quarterfinal. Now, it was very warm that day in Miami, granted, but both teams are going to need to play at their A best to advance to the final.
I know, Lucas, we're closing in on the final this weekend, and we do need to get through these semis, but what do you think the legacy will be of this World Cup shared between Canada, Mexico, and the United States? What do you think stands out in your mind? Is it the end of Ronaldo and Messi on the international stage, or is it going to be Mbappe building his legacy? Is it going to be the legend of Haaland? Like, what is it going to be, in your opinion? What are the storylines that are going to be prominent and remembered for years?
I think it's 3 different things. I think, firstly, the star powers playing really well. Mbappe, Messi, Haaland, like you mentioned, Harry Kane, I'll throw in there as well. Like,
Sure.
Sometimes these international tournaments happen and these star players are quiet, right? They don't score a lot. That has not been the case this tournament. We have had the best players in the world perform up to their potential, which is really exciting for soccer fans because that's what you want to see. You want to see the best players in the world play up to their potential and raise their game. So that's one thing. The second thing, I think, there were a lot of questions coming in about the 48 teams and whether or not it would dilute the competition. I think it produced a lot of interesting storylines. Cabo Verde being the chief example of them all. Like, this is a small island country off the coast of Africa. Not a lot of people. I mean, maybe like 500,000 people. And they were able to draw Spain in the first match. As a debutant in the World Cup, they advanced to the knockout stage. And they take Argentina to the absolute brink in the round of 32. So stories like that, feel-good countries coming together to play well at the World Cup, that will be one of the legacies, I think. And then I think finally the fan experiences, like you see on social media, whether it's the Viking row of the Norway fans or, the Link Rex of Netherlands or these other countries coming together to support their country. I think that's going to be the lasting legacy, and seeing these supporters of different countries coming together to share in this communal experience, I think was phenomenal. And I was in Toronto. I went to all 6 of the matches here, and it was an experience I'll never forget. Just seeing, how passionate these fans of these various diasporas are for their country. So I think those 3 things: the star players, the lesser known countries playing well, and then the fan experience will be the lasting legacies of this World Cup.
You know what? I like that you brought that up, because I'll remember the video of the Japanese fan trying Texas barbecue for the first time and biting into a massive rib just slathered in sauce, and that guy just being amazed by it. I have to ask you about Canada's imprint on this World Cup, and where do we go as a soccer or football nation from here?
Yeah, I think Canada was at expectations during this World Cup. I don't think it was a disaster. Like, it wasn't like they didn't advance out of the group stage. They did that. They got their first World Cup point. They got their first World Cup win and got a first knockout stage victory. So that's something that you can't understate the importance of that. History was made, and these players will remember that, and fans will as well. But they weren't able to beat a powerhouse country, right? They weren't able to take down a Morocco to advance to the quarterfinals. So there are some questions, Tom. I mean, undoubtedly so about this team. I mean, certainly at the striker position, Jonathan David did not have a great World Cup. The Wieners did not have a great World Cup as well. Obviously, injuries were at play, so it's unfortunate that Alphonso Davies just was not 100%. It would have been interesting if he were, how Canada's fortunes may or may not have changed. And then the Jesse Marsh of it all, right? Like, I think Jesse Marsh, he's very passionate. He's pro-Team Canada, but some of his tactical decisions, in particularly with the substitutions, leave a lot more to be desired. Like, I think in that Morocco game, when you're down 1-0, it took too long to bring in new players, to try something new to get the equalizer. So, look, it'll be interesting, right? Like, I think, in terms of the growth, I think there is momentum here in Canada for sure. Like, I think there was a lot of support, a lot of popularity for this event, not just for Canada, but other countries. But you got to keep that momentum up, right? You got to keep developing talent. Like, there's a Gold Cup, there's a Copa America in a couple of years. World Cup qualifying starts in the fall of 2027 for 2030. So it's not that long until, the qualifying cycle begins, and you're going to have to, do this all over again to try to get to a World Cup. So I think it was a great, historic tournament, no doubt. I think it does still leave fans wanting more, but that's the beauty of pro sports, is striving to get to the next step. And I think that there's a lot to be excited about in Canadian soccer.
It was a really fun ride for the Canadians. I enjoyed it thoroughly, but you're right. When you break it all down, there's some stuff there to take a look at. And I'm sure Jesse Marsh and the rest of everyone at Canada Soccer will go through it with a fine-tooth comb, and hopefully we're on the up and up on the men's side. I know the women's side has been pretty strong for a long time. Lucas, this has been tremendous, sir. Thank you so much for hopping on today. Enjoy the semifinals, and I know you'll probably love the final this weekend.
Tom, it was a pleasure. Have a great day.
Awesome stuff there from Lucas Weiss from The Athletic, covering the World Cup. Fantastic. And very honest, too. And I appreciate that because, I'm one looking at what our Canadian men's side did, going very proud. Very proud. The win, the knockout stage win, I thought was a great thing. Obviously, laying the boots to Qatar to get the first World Cup win. And I know that's not a strong football nation, if you will. But just the fact that Canada now has a couple of W's on the board at the World Cup, and now we've gone to 2 straight as a nation, and hopefully that continues, and we get a little more respect globally when it comes to the men's side of soccer. So awesome stuff there from Lucas. What do you guys have going into today and tomorrow?
Give me France. I'm still all aboard the France wagon. France to win today.
Okay.
Tomorrow, man, I want to root for England, And I picked against Argentina, even against Switzerland, because they have, as you kind of described, almost like rope-a-dope their way to this point. So I'll take England to win, and then maybe we'll save the final prediction for later in the week.
Sure.
To see if even if I'm right.
Yeah,
I mean, because I kind of want to see England get their heart broken. And I think by France in the final would seemingly be like the perfect encapsulation of that happening.
You are cruel, and
listen, Connor Halley, a devout England fan, will be in studio later this morning. I'm sure he'll be very torn up to hear that that's my approach to this.
Weren't you just talking about evil people and but you wanted to see the best?
Yeah, but I don't know those people.
Oh, okay. So it only goes for people you know.
Exactly.
Okay. And that's where the empathy stops.
People that you can see the pain in their eyes sitting 2 feet away from you.
You'll be able to see the pain in Harry Kane's eyes.
Poor little guy.
And I mean, your TV will be what, like 5 feet away from you? And it'll be a close up. Give me Argentina and give me France. I think it's going to be a rematch from 2022.
I will go with France, and I think England falls short. Don't they have a penchant? Lucas compared them to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yes. I'll go France and Argentina, and then we'll save, like Brando said, our predictions for the weekend. Simple as that. I love this. Tim got in there. I like your response, obviously. Brandon, nicely done. Storyline of the World Cup ranch. If you didn't catch it, Europeans were enamored with ranch sauce / dressing, and they were bringing it home in their suitcases. I find ranch to be quite versatile as a dipping sauce. Perhaps put it on a salad or a sandwich. Yeah. Yeah.
Tom,
like
that's
that?
insane.
What do you mean?
Ranch on a sandwich.
Oh, yeah. I told you.
Do you dip your pizza in ranch?
The crust.
You're one of those.
Yeah. I like to enjoy.
What's wrong with the crust just as it is?
Crust is crust. It's not great.
You're not having the right pizza then, Tom, which is crazy to say. Italian stallion.
We're from the north, though.
Oh, is pizza not as prevalent there?
I don't know. My grandma would make pizza, but it wasn't. Well, it was all right.
It wasn't North American pizza.
It was
assuming.
not. And I remember the first time I asked her to make pizza, I was like, no, can you make a pizza? She's like, yeah, sure. And she's like, what do you want? Pepperoni. I didn't get pepperoni, the meat slice, because Italians call pepperoni like peppers.
Peppers, right.
And that's what she made. She thought I wanted that.
Just pepper pizza.
What is this?
Spicy peppers?
I was pretty young, so no, they weren't that spicy. But I was like, no, this is not what I was asking for. She's like, what are you talking about? This kid's dumb. Great pasta. I could eat my Nona's pasta any day, every day of the week. It was so good. All right, we got to take a quick breather here. More on the way. Get to some texts. Keep those coming in. Yep, we want to hear from you. 1-833-401-1440. I'm not forgetting anything. Hey, we're almost 2 weeks in here. I'm starting to pick up on everything around the new spot. Thank you to everyone. A lot of positive messages. I've really appreciated that. That has been heartwarming and certainly appreciated. So I wanted to say thank you to everyone. More Gazzola Show presented by Bet365 right after this.
Say hello to Alberta's home for reeling and dealing. With Play Alberta, you can spin into the excitement of popular slots like Cash Eruption and Desert Fantasy. Experience Alberta-exclusive games and get in on the action of live dealer tables with all new elevated stakes. However you prefer to play, the fun is ready when you are. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
It's time to hit the greens. Elevate your golf game with Country Club Tour Golf Academy. No matter your experience, our PGA of Canada teaching pros are here to help. Enjoy lessons year-round between our 7 CCT golf courses and 2 state-of-the-art indoor facilities. Choose the location convenient for you. We offer private lessons, group lessons, expert club fittings, and junior cams. Visit our website to learn more and get ready to take your game to the next level. Booking is easy. Go to countryclubtour.com/golf academy and schedule your lesson today.
At GS Construction, people grow with the company. 50 years of experience doesn't live in a binder on a shelf. It lives in our people at every level, passed down on every site. Many of us started with a shovel in our hands and built whole careers here. The work is honest. The company's been around since 1974. So if it all sounds good to you and you want to grow with us, GS Construction is currently looking for experienced pipe layers and topmen. No shovel required. Visit gsconstruction.ca today.
It's cone season at McDonald's, which means vanilla cones are $1 each plus tax in the McDonald's app all summer long. Soft, creamy, and crunchy. For just $1 each plus tax exclusively in the McDonald's app. App download and registration required at participating McDonald's in Canada.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Bashaw Concrete Products. From concrete and septic tanks to blocks, precast water pads, Jersey barriers and aggregates. Farmers, contractors, homeowners. Plan your next project at BashawConcrete.com. Family owned, over 60 years pouring. Bashaw Concrete Products. Once again, start here. BashawConcrete.com.
Edmonton, the legend has been reimagined. Check out the all-new 2026 Subaru Outback. With Subaru's legendary symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive, impressive cargo versatility, advanced safety technology, and an IIHS Top Safety Pick Award or higher for 17 consecutive years, the Outback delivers confidence wherever adventure takes you. Whether it's the daily drive, the mountain getaway, or anything in between, the all-new Outback is built for the journey. Test drive it today.
It's up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
The Tom Gazzola Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we're here to stay.
Welcome back. Gazzola Show, hour number 1. Well, Brian Adams, I'm liking this. Brandon Douglas saying his Twitter follower number dropping below the 1,000 mark. Now it's back up, by the way. Got the bump from the
Tom Gazzola bump.
Well, I got the bump from our listeners and viewers. So that's a big thank you to them. But you said it cuts like a knife when you saw.
No, losing the followers doesn't cut like a knife because that's
the repercussions and the fallout.
Expected. It's Josh Fenwick taking pleasure in it is what cuts me like a knife. This is someone that what's the expression you've used a lot here in the last week and a half time? Teammates. We're in here grinding it out every morning together. And this guy's just chuckling away like, well, what a loser. He can't even keep 1,000 followers.
He's chuckling right now.
What a total loser.
Everybody love everybody. ELE, like Jackie Moon said.
That's how I like to live my life. Did you like, or I guess you might not have seen it, Tom, because you weren't tuned in. Will Ferrell was on the opening part of the broadcast for the Derby last night.
Was he?
In character for his new series, Hawk.
Oh, the golf.
Funnily enough, is going to be on Netflix. Shocker. Him and Jimmy Tatro.
I saw the preview for that. I'm intrigued anytime there's like a sports movie and Will Ferrell and there's some kind of tie in there, and this is directly that. It's him as a former pro.
Yeah, like it's like kind of live-esque. It's watching the previews that seemingly were on every second commercial with, I guess when I was watching World Cup games over the weekend, or maybe it was CFL, doesn't matter. It's giving weirdly the same vibes as like Happy Gilmore 2.
Yeah.
But the point, he wants to play with his son, who I believe is Jimmy Tatro.
Yeah. I'll watch it. I'll give it a shot.
I'll give it a shot.
It could be one of those one and done Netflix movies. You know, you're like,
I think it's a show.
It is a show?
I think it's a series.
I thought it was a movie. My bad.
But even still, your point remains. A little one and done.
One and done. One and done. A couple of things to get to, and I have a quick topic. I know this is going to be a quicker segment, but really quickly, Justin Texan says, "Hey Tommy, any update on Tyler's death march? How did your check fare yesterday?"
Not really well. He had a couple really close calls, scrambled out like throughout the full day and night. We checked because he was still going when I called it a night at around 11 o'clock.
Damn.
I believe he crept into past midnight. The total length of the stream, I think, was about 18 and a half hours that he was out there slinging them. 1,800 balls hit, I think. And did not get a hole in one.
But raised a bunch of money for a good cause.
Well, of course.
That's the important thing.
And I'm wondering how he's... I remember last year, we called him like the next day. A little bit later in the morning. And checked in with him, and he was not in good shape. But he made changes this year to try and combat that. Double glove right off the start. Probably... The club he was swinging on the final few that I watched, he was hitting his driver. So
his joints must be just on fire right now. Like his
he's going to need
shoulders, his back.
rotator cuff surgery.
Yeah, that's a lot of swinging. A lot of swinging and an unnatural movement for our bodies.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I'm so bad at it.
Perhaps that's part of it, Brando.
No, that's the only. It's the only logical explanation.
Justin Texan says, "Hey, Tommy." Oh, no, we got to that one. Matt and LeDuc. That's the one I want to get to. Josh Fenwick, the Kachuk of 1440's family.
I mean, sure.
You'll take it?
Well, I love Matthew Kachuk. Hot take? Yes. But I love Matthew Kachuk. So not an insult. Thanks. Appreciate it. Keep it up, Matt.
I like it. Good participation. Mixing it up. The thing we were talking about at the break, though, was ranch on an assortment of foods. And then we got into, like, what are you putting on your wings? Brandon's like, I want to taste the flavor of the wing. Therefore, I forego the ranch.
You sound like that's a crazy thing to say.
In any dip. Yeah, I'm
Any
like,
dip.
I don't dip my wings.
You want to
if I wanted to taste ranch, I would order ranch wings. If I wanted blue cheese, which I have like a blue cheese Parmesan, that's a great flavor of wing. I'll order those. But usually I'm just going hot wings, buffalo wings. I want to taste that. I don't need the ranch or blue cheese in addition.
Blue cheese to me is disgusting. That is a foul.
You wouldn't fit
dipping sauce.
You must not be very popular in your trips to Buffalo. That's a blue cheese town.
It is a blue cheese town. They obliged when I would go, and they would give me ranch.
They like their cheese the same way they like their collars. Blue. Hardworking.
I like it. Well done. Benny with the ranch. You said you're more blue cheese on lemon pepper wings?
If I order lemon pepper wings, I will get blue cheese with it because lemon pepper is super salty and it's got some sour to it with the lemon. But I get that little extra tang from the blue cheese, and I think it makes a great flavor. Oh yeah, I mean, like, hey, it is like we said in the break. It is literally just mold. Like that's essentially what it is. It's fine aged mold. Is blue cheese.
Sour cream is right. Soured cream, and I'll eat it by the spoonful.
See, that's a crazy thing to say.
I put sour cream on my cabbage rolls. And
yeah, that tracks. Yeah, that would make sense.
I think that makes sense.
Some people look at me when I do that, and they're like, "What the hell are you doing?" I'm like, "No, I like it."
So I assume, like, because you're a very proud Italian heritage guy, but also Polish.
Yeah, my
right?
mom's
Is that where
Polish.
the cabbage rolls side comes from?
Yes, and I don't mean to offend the many wonderful Ukrainians in our fine province and city, but a Polish cabbage roll. I don't know if you've seen these ones, but they have meat and they're stuffed with rice. And they're bigger than the traditional Ukrainian cabbage rolls. And to me, I mean, obviously, I'm completely biased. My grandma, my mom,
prefer them.
I love them. They're very filling. Whereas you could probably eat more volume of cabbage rolls, like a number of cabbage rolls, Ukrainian style. Whereas you can only have like one or two of the Polish ones. but you're just as fulfilled.
Okay.
Yeah.
That the logic, it makes sense. It tracks.
Don't get me wrong. I like the Ukrainian style too. I just prefer. And that's the other thing. There's like a tomato sauce paste poured on top of the Polish ones. Game changer. Anyway, now World Cup, obviously semifinals today, tomorrow, final this Sunday. It is in North America. The finals at New York, New Jersey Stadium. I would have wings for the World Cup final. I know it's not maybe a soccer traditional meal, but what really would be? Beer, obviously. Something European, like more beer.
Like,
yeah.
Are chicken wings a thing in Europe? Like Laddie, our resident Euro expert, he loves chicken wings. But was that something he just like grew to love upon moving to North America? Do they have chicken wings in a British pub?
That I can't answer because I haven't spent much time. I spent 8 hours at Heathrow Airport once and I didn't leave en route to Finland. And in Finland, there was no chicken wings.
Yeah.
Not that I can recall. They would do like American style burgers and fries. But that's why I wonder. I feel like the chicken wing, as we know and love it, is ours over here in North America. I don't know. You tell me. If you've gone overseas, hung out in Europe, and maybe indulged at a pub, were there chicken wings like the way we do them? Yes or no? Text us. 1-833-401-1440. I'm going to go to Tim, who just says this. Blue cheese is the goat of sauces, Tommy. You and Jack Michaels, Tim. You and Jack Michaels feel the same way. I don't get it. But to each their own, and I respect that. All right, we're going to get into hour number 2. We've got a lot of great stuff on the way for you. Spec will stop by, of course, for On the Mark. But before we do that, we do need to get to a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Sean Cunningham of RE/MAX Real Estate. Get the home team advantage for your next move in the Edmonton area. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, call or text Sean directly at 780-265-0165. Here's Brandon.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
MLB's home run derby last night from Philadelphia. Sold-out crowd left one and more as hometown hero Kyle Schwarber finishing in second, and St. Louis Cardinals outfielder Jordan Walker hit 6 straight home runs to finish off the final to take home his first and the first in Cardinals franchise history derby crown. In the NHL offseason, New York Rangers and defenseman Braden Schneider, RFA, coming to terms on a 1-year, $5.5 million contract. Schneider, 18 points in 82 games last year with the Blue Shirts. And in Buffalo, bringing aboard John Davidson, longtime NHL executive, as a senior advisor, joining the likes of Jarmo Kekalainen and Mark Bergman and Josh Flynn in the front office. WNBA, couple scores last night. The Dream topped the Sparks 101-92. Angel Reese, 23-point, 13-rebound, double-double. And the Lynx, they topped the Mercury 104-100. Coming up in hour 2 of the Tom Gazzola Show, we'll be joined by Sportsnet's Mark Spector and Jamie Thomas out of Winnipeg covering the Jets. I'm Brandon Douglas, Ticker Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
No. Canada is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
Struggling to find skilled workers? What if you could fill your talent pipeline with motivated, pre-vetted youth and receive funding to support your efforts? At Careers the Next Generation, we connect Alberta employers with interns in skilled trades, IT, agriculture, forestry, and more. All WCB covered, high school accredited, safety trained, and ready to contribute from day one. With 83% of RAP students continuing their apprenticeships after high school, investing in youth today means securing your workforce for tomorrow. Don't wait. Visit careersnextgen.ca to get started.
for all your welding supplies. Think AWS Welding. Located in Nisku, their readily stocked storefront carries a wide variety of welding glasses, cylinder rentals, plus welding rod, wire, and consumables. Same-day delivery is always available. And if they don't have it, AWS Welding will find it for you fast. Visit their online store today at awswelding.ca or give them a call or text at 780-979-0470. AWS Welding. They make it happen.
Shoulder pain. It can make even the simplest things like reaching up, lifting a bag, brushing your teeth, or sleeping frustrating. Rotator cuff strains, impingement, arthritis, they're some of the most common issues we treat every day. I'm Grant Fedoruk, and at Leading Edge Physio, our team brings postgraduate training, evidence-based technology, and just the right amount of humor and humility to help you feel better. Because we never forget the most important part, the gratitude we feel for every patient who allows us the opportunity to care for them. Because life shouldn't hurt. When it does, leadingedgephysio.com.
Caesars is Alberta's anytime, anywhere sportsbook. Stay in the action with your favorite teams and players. Whether you're camping, kayaking, or catching a show this summer, bet wherever you are, whenever you want. Plus, Caesars Sportsbook offers fast payouts and flex parlays, a new way to keep your bet alive even if a pick misses. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app today.
Must be 18 or older and physically present in Alberta to gamble. Must be 21 or older to use Caesars Sportsbook. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. Standard message and data rates may apply. Please play responsibly.
The Tom Gazzola Show. Oiler insider and Jersey aficionado. Edmonton's sports leader. Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we're here to stay.
Hour number 2 of the Gazzola Show, brought to you by Bet365. Good morning. Beautiful Tuesday. Love it. I was listening on my way in. Maybe some storms overnight. And that's okay because the next day it's nice and fresh when you get up. You get that, it cools things down a little bit. But overall, today's supposed to be just a nice, beautiful day. Maybe a high of 27. Reaching towards 30. I love it. Absolutely love it. Enjoy. Put on sunscreen if you're going to be outside. But that's good to see. Finally, we're getting to enjoy a little bit of summer. All right. We move along here as we get set to bring in Mark Spector for On the Mark, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Is employee pricing really a good deal? Yes. Yes, it is. This month, shop at Northgate and you pay what they pay all month at northgategm.com. From Sportsnet, it is our good friend Mark Spector. Spec, good morning. How are you, sir?
Morning. Tommy, what's happening out there, man? Flying solo, I see.
Flying solo. We got Dave Schlemko should be good to go. He was a little bit under the weather with his wisdom teeth being taken out. So we're doing okay. Yeah, so should have him back, and then Laddie on Thursday, and then Eddie on Friday. It's great, but Tuesdays, maybe a little less chaotic inside the studio, but I don't mind it. Fenny's funny. Brando's always got his game going. Yeah.
I remember when I was about I don't know, let's say 45 or 50, my dentist, I still have all my wisdom teeth. Never got them out. Never bothered me.
Oh.
Whatever. I know. Should have had them out when I was 16, but I didn't. But the doctor said, my dentist said, if I want to take those wisdom teeth out now, I'd have to put a pair of pliers on them and put my foot on the chair next to your head and reef those things out. He says, they're not coming out now.
Yep. And I had my bottom two taken out when I was like 19, and I was not put under. My dentist took them out, and he had to hop on my chest and physically, pluck them out like that. And I could hear them cracking. You're frozen. You're super frozen, obviously. But I could hear them all cracking and stuff. And I was like, what the heck? That was wild. And then I had one come in a few years later up top, but they got it really early, and my dentist just like plopped it out. No pain,
Yeah,
nothing.
get them
Yeah.
out early, man.
But I'm guessing Dave probably had his impacted, and that's when you get it. You get the full surgery, and they put you under, and that one can be like take its toll on you. So when
Oh,
he wasn't good to go, I'm like, oh, that's okay. I understand.
yeah, right. I hear you.
Hey, lots to get to, but you've got something going on. That there's an auction on Gregor's show. Let's get the word out there and get some money raised for a good cause here. What's the details on it, Spec?
Mark Spector Golf Classic, our 13th annual is next Wednesday. A couple of foursomes left actually in there, which is rare. Usually we're sold out by now. But I think there's a couple of spots left if anyone wants to golf for Sports Central. Really good cause.
Mm-hmm.
And on Gregor's show today, we will auction off. Gregor's kind enough to help us out here, as he does every year. We'll auction off a foursome in the tournament on Wednesday at the Quarry. That is a week tomorrow. And also a dinner with at Vivo's Restaurante with Stan Bowman, who will dutifully sit and answer your questions and let you tell him how to run the team for a couple hours over a bunch of wine and some fantastic food.
Maybe a scotch or two.
Yeah, maybe a scotch or two even. Who knows? So I've done a few of these dinners. Did a couple with Ken Holland. It was just great. I mean, it was really good. People can ask whatever they want. Stan lets you, Stan will let you in on sort of how he thinks, how general managers think. It's really fascinating. So that'll be 4 people with Stan, and I'll be there as well. And if you want to have 2 guys and their wives, that's good. If you want to bring 4 buddies, that's good. However you want to do it. But we'll be auctioning that off on Gregor's show starting at 2:00 this afternoon.
That's a hell of an experience. And Vivo is just absolutely tremendous. Phenomenal food.
Vivo.
No, it is so good.
And they spread the dinner out nicely over a couple hours, so you have a lot of time to talk and drink and chat. And it's a really nice night. I've done it with all the coaches, Dave Tippett and Todd McClellan and Knobloch, and it's a really fun night. Everybody always leaves and says, "Man, that was a great time."
Well, and that's what I was going to get to was each one of those guys, very different personalities. And through the times you've done this, which guy maybe surprised you the most? Which guy, I don't want to bury anybody here, but let's just go positive. Which guy were you like, geez, he was fantastic with everyone?
Yeah, I think all of them to some degree end up telling a story or saying something about a player that I think, wow, you never would have said that to me in a scrum. Todd McClellan was really, really, really good with everybody. First of all, he's just a great guy.
Yes.
But he has a good personality and he engages with every regular guy, regular people, they were all good. I'll tell you what, Chris Knobloch was good. He talked a lot about, the cup run and some of the things that happened along the way that I didn't even know about. I think I'd say to you, Tom, it does. I always sort of thought, these guys, there's certain things they're not going to want to talk about. But I was saying to Jay yesterday, at one point, a woman said to, I think it was Knobloch, "Why do you play Darnell Nurse so much?" And I was like, "Oh my God." And he handled it really well.
You know what? I think the boring interview persona that Knobloch took on, I think that was a bit of a deliberate game that he played, in my opinion. I think there was more jam to him personality wise than he let on. And you would have had a better experience with that, having gone to dinners with him and stuff like that. But I think that front that he put on as the mild-mannered, quiet, nice guy that you would see post-game that would enrage some fans after a loss was all deliberate, and there's more to him than that. So that's my take on it. Kenny Holland, I would imagine, he's the one GM in my 19 years being around the National Hockey League, and you've been around longer than that, Spec. He's the only GM I have seen that has maintained a table in the media lounge of whatever team he's a part of and anybody can go up to him and talk to him. That to me blew my mind. I remember seeing it at Joe Louis and then at Little Caesars and then here in Edmonton. Like, you don't see stuff like that.
Yeah, no, like we used to see Pete Chiarelli once a month, physically see him walk by, and usually he just put a phone to his ear and kept going.
Yep.
For Kenny Holland too, like they keep for for the people out there, like we have a media area that they charge us for dinner and we eat dinner there and then go up and cover a game. And it's an old long-standing tradition in hockey. It used to be free, now it's not. That's fine. I don't need free food. But Ken Holland keeps a table in that media room, like it's a reserved table for him and whoever's there from the Oilers organization. An assistant GM, Bill Scott, often sits there. Some of the scouts, some of the analytics guys, they all sit there, and everyone sits and chats. Ken had he had the remote control. He made sure he had the game in front of him. Like there's about 10 TVs.
Yeah.
He always had the game he wanted to watch in front of him. And as a reporter, I could just, not shout, but I could just kind of say, able to go, Ken, what about this? Or ask him anything you want. And like, that's really, really rare, really, really open, very confident. Like that's a guy that he's not hiding. He doesn't have anything to hide. He doesn't mind sharing what he knows. And frankly, it all filters down to the listener. Like I know more about the team. You know more about the team, right?
Yep.
If when we're talking about questions and we just really don't know the answer, sometimes I'll phone up, say Bill Scott. Like if I got a cap question, Bill Scott will say, no, this is how it works.
Yes.
And it just makes me a little smarter. Then I come on here and hopefully for a change, make you a little smarter, right? So those things are important in our business.
They are. The more you know, information is power. And
Yes.
that's a good point, Spec. All right. So we're talking about World Cup, and obviously the semifinals are starting today. France taking out Spain, and then you got Argentina and England tomorrow, and then the final this weekend. But Spec, like we got into how do you enjoy these matches if you make it like a watch party? And a lot of people have, they really have. And we were talking about dipping sauces and how ranch became a sensation for Europeans who bought a ton of it and then took it back to Europe with them. So I put it out there to our listeners and viewers and said, if you've been to Europe, because we weren't too sure about chicken wings in Europe and the prevalence of them. So by Spoiler Fan texts in says on Madeira, though they had tons of octopus, beef, or chicken skewers. Said, I went to a small African pub that I found on the island of San Miguel and the Azores archipelago of Portugal. And the only thing that guy fed me was absinthe.
Absinthe. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, boy. Yeah. And then Northside Adam says that we lived in Germany, but there was no chicken wings, but frog legs instead. Very good. So,
really?
Yeah, and you've traveled quite a bit and been over to Europe and stuff. Like, I don't think chicken wings are a thing over there, right? I would have chicken wings watching the World Cup final this weekend.
Oh, for sure. Who wouldn't eat chicken wings at any time in any place?
Yeah.
Would you eat them in a box? Would you eat them in with a fox?
You got Brando laughing on that one, but yeah. Was there anything weird that you've eaten on your travels?
Oh my God. Well, yeah, for sure.
What?
What did I eat? I ate a European dish. I think we were in Pittsburgh. It was called squid in its own ink. And it was squid, but it was in this black sauce, man.
Really?
It was the blackest dish I've ever seen or attempted to eat. And it was great. It kind of left your tongue black it's like swallowing, ink. Like squids do ink, right? So that was pretty cool. I don't know. I'll eat anything, man. Like I like to eat what the locals eat. I think if I was hosting a party for sure, you'd have to get some. Could you find some? What's the Spanish beer? San Miguel, isn't that a Spanish beer?
I think so.
I think so. Find a couple of cases of Spanish beer, bring in some squid, bring in some, Spanish. Don't the Spanish do like those little dishes? What do you call it? Tapas? Isn't that a Spanish thing?
Si, senor.
Yeah,
Very
so you do some tapas, Yeah, I'm sitting out at the lake. I'll be sharing the experience with my 50 million closest friends, all mosquitoes out here.
Yeah. It's like DEET.
Yeah,
Yum.
I'll be sharing everything with them for the next little
Oh,
while.
delicious. I think Spec in Finland, I had reindeer. I tried
Yeah.
reindeer. Yeah. It was
And
it's fine.
fish bread.
I did not have fish bread. What is that? Is it
I don't know.
exactly
Yoni Neiman always talks about this fish bread that they cook over there. It sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
But some of the best like local things are, I know as a Latvian, we drink something called Riga Black Balsam, and it's this herbal liqueur that tastes like liquid wood. And if that's not bad enough, you or when don't the Norgies drink aquavit? They do aquavit, which is like a caraway seed, really tough liqueur. And then because if it's not bad enough, then they down it with a big chunk of herring, raw herring on rye bread.
I remember Yoni Nieminen, he's a Finnish reporter, but Yoni and I worked together at Costco on 149th Street, like way back in the day.
Okay.
And he loved the pickled herring that they had at Costco.
Yeah. I like
It's right up
pickled
there.
herring. I don't mind some
Yeah.
pickled herring. And that shot of aquavit, it's kind of like two negatives making a positive,
I'll
The
take
two
your
of them,
word for it.
yeah, the two of them together. You got to try it sometime. I used to have an uncle who used to hand you that little glass of aquavit and a big chunk of herring on bread and go, cheers.
Down the hatch.
And you like, there's no refusing him, right? When
Yeah.
Uncle Ed gave you the aquavit, you were drinking it.
Ben Dangle says he tried horse in Switzerland. Interesting. Okay. That's a noble animal, the horse. And
Yeah.
then I'm staying in the text line here, Spec. The Real Duke has a question saying, good morning to everybody. He says, Quinn Hughes waiting out Kale's dollar signing, referring to Cale Makar. Is that a miscalculation as Quinn is not in Kale's class? I would like to know what Spec thinks about this. That's from the Real Duke.
Well, if you're telling me I can have one of the two guys, I'm taking Cale Makar every day, but Quinn Hughes is right up there.
Yeah.
And in terms of the parameters used to figure out what a guy makes, Quinn Hughes is every bit as important to his team as Makar is to his, right?
Mm-hmm.
He should get every percentage of the cap that Makar gets. He gets probably nearly as many points. I like Makar's overall game better for sure, but Quinn Hughes come on, he's an elite Norris Trophy, possibility every season.
Yeah.
I want to see Quinn Hughes really shine in some playoffs, and I really think he will. My playoff experience, watching him, I still go back to the Vancouver series, and he wasn't that good in that series, but that was really his first shot, and I think he needs to take the next step in the postseason, but I'll take Makar over Quinn Hughes every day, but Quinn Hughes should and will make. Like if Makar signs 1 year and Hughes signs the next, hell, Hughes might make more. Tommy, no? The cap goes up.
Usually what happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could see that.
Yeah.
Wanted to get that one in from the Real Duke there. Good question. We'll see how it all plays out. And different agents have different, I guess, ideas on how to play things out. But you're talking about two tremendous players, a little bit different styles, but they both bring a ton
I'll
to the
take the
table.
Canadian guy every time.
Same. I'm with you. I think everything you said there, I'd back up 110%. All right, Spec. One more time for this afternoon, the auction, the details on it on Gregor's show.
Yeah, thanks. Foursome at the Spec next Wednesday at the Quarry. We're going to auction off. That comes with dinner at Vivo's Restaurante. We'll probably do that sometime in September, October, Tommy, when we're back for camp.
Yep.
Dinner with 4 people and Stan Bowman, Edmonton Oilers GM, and I'll tag along for fun. Nice long dinner, chance to sit down, get to know the GM, ask him whatever you want for a couple hours. So get the boys together, come golf the Spec next Wednesday, and come see me there, and we'll figure out what we're doing in September. But it's always a really, really fun night. Gonna auction that off on Gregor's show this afternoon.
That's going to be a great experience. Looking forward to it. Hopefully raising a lot of big bucks for a great cause. Spec, France or Spain today?
France is too good. I can't pick against them. I've watched them play probably 4 times here, and they're so dominant, and they've got so many weapons. If Spain, I mean, clearly they're the favorite. I'm sure the betting favorite, but I can't pick anyone. I think I tell you right now, I expect France to win the whole shooting match. Who are you picking?
I had France. I said it in the last segment, and then I want to tomorrow watch England crumble. I don't know why. It's sick and twisted, but Argentina, France in the final, probably France winning, but we can get to that on Friday before the big match. But yeah, you and I will break down every tactic and misplay in that semifinal tomorrow on this fine segment. How about that?
Sounds good, Tommy.
See you, Spec. There you go. There's Mark Spector with On the Mark, powered by Northgate. This truck's for you. Some nice texts have come in. We'll get to those in a little bit. We got to step out for a quick breather. When we come back, Jamie Thomas from the Winnipeg Jets broadcast team. Great guy, JT, on the way next here on the Gazzola Show, brought to you by Bet365.
Summer weekends in Alberta mean one thing: tournament season.
I brought the folding chairs. I brought the sunscreen. I brought the umbrella, just in case.
But who brought the snacks to get through a doubleheader?
I got Alberta's best beef jerky. Wilhauk Beef Jerky.
The ultimate sideline fuel. Whether you're cheering on the kids or watching the pros, load up on Alberta's best beef jerky.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky, because you can't have summer fun with salad. Only available in Leduc.
Okay, new strategy. I'll just live in the freezer till October. It's spacious in here. It's spacious.
There's a better way to survive the coming AC season. Pro Solutions is your one-call solves-it-all expert for AC repairs, tune-ups, and new installations. We offer convenient financing options and fast appointments so you can enjoy your entire home, not just the freezer.
Now I can leave the frozen peas where they belong.
Book now at prosolutionsinc.ca.
Got a car you're ready to part with? Find out what it's worth. Fast, easy, and totally free at Go Auto. We're talking top dollar trade-ins, whether it's a little worn or still rocking that new car smell. Just a few clicks, and boom, you've got your value. Text VALUE to 780-777-7777 to start. That's VALUE to 780 all sevens. Why guess what it's worth? Let Go Auto show you the money.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in stock, ready to deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need, when you need it, 24/7, 365, every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
The Tom Gazzola Show. All gas, no brakes. Edmonton's sports leader. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we are here to stay.
$8:23 in Edmonton. Good morning. Hope you're doing good out there. It's a beautiful day in the Big E. Tom Gazzola, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick with you on the Gazzola Show, presented by Bet365. Join the conversation. Text us 1-833-401-1440. We're going to get to our headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter Plumbing, stepping up to the plate so you won't have to. For all your plumbing needs, go to mrrooter.ca. He is one of my favorite people to talk to in the National Hockey League. I've known him for many, many moons. He is Jamie Thomas, Jets reporter. You can catch him with the Ground Control podcast. You can also catch him on the broadcast on the radio side. JT, what up?
Tommy, did you take over the show?
I did. I
Where
moved.
was the announcement? Where was the red carpet? Where was it? Is there a promotion?
Last week.
Where?
You missed it.
Well,
I invited you.
Well, this is embarrassing. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Thank you. It's
You get a pay
nice.
raise?
Yeah, it's
that was like you hesitated. Yeah. How are the benefits?
Oh, the benefits, wonderful. Dental through the roof. My goodness. Massages, yeah, all that good stuff. Yeah, my negotiating power.
You need Sarah last year to negotiate with me. She's like, every time I look, like she does something at work or I find out something about her contract, I'm like, why didn't I think of this? So if you ever need, somebody to help you negotiate your deal, talk to Sarah Lesky.
Orlesky is very thorough. That's why she's an excellent reporter and broadcaster.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've learned a lot from her since she took over at Winnipeg and Jet.com.
Details can elude me sometimes, and evidently you as well. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's okay. We're neat boys, and we smile a lot, and we're very friendly, and people seem to like
That's
that.
right.
Yeah,
our face paid for everything. There you go.
Yeah. JT, okay. Interesting offseason in Winnipeg and a tough year for the Jets after what was a tremendous season. But yeah, where's everything at, in your opinion, with the Jets as they look to bounce back this upcoming season?
Well, I will tell you this: like Vigo Mania has completely taken over Winnipeg. That's been kind of cool. And I will say this: it's amazing how quickly, like, there's some drones about dropping a spot in the draft lottery. You go to 8th, and then all of a sudden this kid drops into your lap. And Vigo Bjork, a lot of people are like, he just signed a 3-year entry-level deal with the Jets from this week, and people are like, well, okay, so what's great about this kid? Well, think about it. He was the youngest player ever to play for Sweden at the World Hockey Championships. Played in top line, their top power play. Got the praise from Sidney Crosby, which, we all want praise from Sidney Crosby every once in our life. Sure. But he got it at the World Championships, and people are very excited. He showed well here at development camp a couple of weeks ago, and I think people, that part, there's the positive part. You always, after a tough season, as you guys know, when things don't go as well, you need something, and so Vigo Bjork is that place right now, and where everybody's excited here in Winnipeg. And Mark Hillier, the Jets director of amateur scouting, blew the doors off when he said that he believes he'll play in the NHL. And that was the day after they drafted him. So a lot of expectations were on Vigo Bjork. Will he be 2C? Because that is a position the team has desperately been trying to fill since Brian Little got hurt all those years ago. And, obviously they traded first-round picks to try and fill a position. That hasn't worked out. They were hoping Jonathan Taves could have turned out that way last year. That was not the case. And I know I'm kind of going off topic a little bit here, but when I talked to Jonathan Taves the day before he announced his retirement, made it official. It was obvious. He had said that Scott O'Neill expected and was hoping and was patient with him, trying to get those heavy minutes from the 2C, right? And he said, more as the season went along, he realized he couldn't do it. He was emotional about it. Like, here's a guy that's won 3 Stanley Cups and wanted so badly to bring a Stanley Cup to his hometown, and it just didn't work out. He said, after a while, I just couldn't give him those minutes. And I think that tells you everything you need to know about a future Hall of Famer. Couldn't do the 2C, and that was part of the problem for the Jets last year. They didn't have that consistent second centerman behind Mark Scheifele, who had a career season. So we're not going to go into, I think everybody's well rehearsed on what went wrong with Winnipeg last year. Right. But part of the big issue was not having a consistent second centerman that hurt them all last year. So is Vigo Bjork the answer? That's a lot of pressure to put on an 18-year-old kid, but we'll find out as when training camp starts get going here in September.
Vigo Mania in Winnipeg. Jamie Thomas with us here. The other moves that the Jets made, free agency, you see Stu Skinner slide over to Winnipeg. Mario Ferraro I think they got him at a good price, considering Ferraro took less money than Vinny Desharnais did in Washington, which was a bit of a surprise, but good for Vinny, people that know him in and around Edmonton, obviously. But what's the rationale with Stu Skinner? I know for a lot of people he's a backup, but he's still relatively young. And then Ferraro stepping in as well. What can you say about what Cheveldayoff did in terms of bringing guys in to fill holes?
Well, right away from Oilers fans know Stuart Skinner, and I think it's hard to ignore the fact. I know it didn't work out the best, but he went to 2 straight Stanley Cup Finals. So right there, your resume is impressive as it is. Another thing too is Skinner wanted to come here and work with Wade Flaherty, and I think anybody that's been paying attention to the goaltenders the Jets have had here since I've been here, at least since 2017-18, outside of Connor Hellebuck, have done very well. And I think of Laurent Brossoit, who had career numbers here with the Jets. I think of Eric Comrie, who's had 2 of his best seasons of his National Hockey League career with the Winnipeg Jets. And a lot of that has to do with Wade Flaherty. So I cannot blame Stuart Skinner for, he's got a fresh start in Pittsburgh, but he brought this up in his news conference, is that he wanted the opportunity to work with Wade Flaherty because of his track record. And obviously you see another part, I can't leave Connor Hellebuck out of this. 3 Vezina trophies, a Hart Trophy. That a lot of that has to do with Wade Flaherty. And I'm not taking anything away from Connor Hellebuck. He's a great goaltender, but you have to have some great coaching. And that is what Stuart Skinner is going to get from Wade Flaherty, one of the best goaltending coaches out there. And the other interesting part too is Ray Petkow is Connor Hellebuck, Laurent Brossoit, Eric Comrie's agent, and Stuart Skinner's agent too as well. So that's where it gets a little interesting. You come here, and Connor Hellebuck is Ray Petkow's client, and is the conversation lying in there? The Stuart Skinner obviously he wants opportunity to get his opportunities to his career back on track.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious about how this all shakes out, because I'm not sure Stuart Skinner wants to come here and play 15, 16 games, because if Connor Hellebuck is here or remains here, that's where it gets interesting. Because every year they say, well, they got to cut back on Helly's games. And I bring this up to you all the time, buddy. That was the same story they said all the time about Mika Kiprusoff, and it never changed.
Yeah.
And it won't change. Connor Hellebuck will play 60 to 65 games every year, hands down, and would want to play more. And it's a non-Olympic year. The schedule is going to have a little more breathing room. So maybe that gets it towards 65, 66, 67. So you're kind of scratching your head a little bit. The Jets this is probably their best goaltending tandem they've had as of this moment. Since they can't relocate it back here. So the curious part is, if Connor Hellebuck stays here, how many games is Stuart Skinner going to play? But the other part is, you fill the hole in case of the departure or trade of the 3-time Vezina Trophy winner. And I think you got a good one in Stuart Skinner in that place. As for Mario Ferraro, here's a guy that played his entire career in San Jose and went through the hard times, like the bad times. We've all been in the Shark Tank when it's rocking and rolling in there. It has not been rocking and rolling except for the last 2 years. So to me, this is everything about the Winnipeg Jets and the opportunity here, because the Sharks are clearly on the up and up, are they not?
Yes.
I think we can all agree with that, right? So the fact that he chose here, to me, says everything. And he also mentioned about how and so did Stuart Skinner, about how well the players are treated here. They are treated very well. Turnoff does a great job of treating the players first class. So I think it was an important decision for Mario Ferraro, for the Jets, and for him to decide to sign there with the Jets. And I agree with you. The value of the contract is incredible. So the Jets get a solid defenseman, a good human being, and a guy that likes to block shots and kill penalties, and you can never have enough those on your roster.
No, that is a very, very true statement. Just JT, and I know you need to do this with all due respect, but the Connor Hellebuck discussion right now, and Buffalo, hot pursuit, this and that, what can you say about that situation?
Well, it's very interesting, right? It's just first off, Kevin Cheveldayoff is Connor Hellebuck's under contract for Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah.
So to me, that right there, that says if he cannot find the right deal to make this hockey team better, he's not going to make the deal. We've all seen Kevin Cheveldayoff's track record. He has not been bullied or pushed into a corner in any type of these situations, and it's happened a lot, trust me. He has always found the right way for the best deal for the Jets. So I think he's not going to get taken to the bank on this one. He's going to make sure that they fill some big holes in the roster if they're going to move them. And I think it was important. That's why Stuart Skinner, I believe, was the number one priority for them in free agency to get the number one goaltender who's been there before that you can rely on for 55, 60 games. And then you fill out your backup position. But it would be it's hard for me to see him being here in September in Tampa. But this all has to play in place. I mean, Buffalo makes sense. San Jose makes sense. Detroit's in there. All those three teams seem to have the assets that you need to fill out your roster. I don't know now, like before at the draft, the deal was coming and you're like, okay, you have to get a goaltender back. Now that you have Stuart Skinner, there's more options for you to just fill out your roster in the next. They need more depth up front. They've got depth on the blue line, but they need a lot of help at the front line. And Connor Hellebuck being traded is certainly helping in that situation.
Hey, Jack St. Ivany making his way to Winnipeg too. I find that interesting because talking to people around Pittsburgh, they're kind of on the up and up about him. So that might have been a sneaky good pickup.
Yeah, for sure. And Noah Gregor's another sneaky pickup too, right? So it's just it's just depth guys that will help you down in a long playoff run. Also, going to Noah Gregor, guy kills penalties and blocks shots and loves doing it. So that's a typical Winnipeg Jet free agent signing. Those bottom six forward guys that can help you out down the line. And certainly Jack St. Ivany is going to, they didn't make the deal by accident. There's a lot of purpose behind it. And you always have to have 7-8 NHL type defenseman if you want to be successful.
Yep. JT, what do you got going on the rest of your summer?
It's all quiet, buddy. Just hanging around. Nothing too crazy. And of course, hanging by my phone in case the goaltender gets traded at some point.
Yes.
Yes. You know how it goes.
I know how it goes. That's okay. Sometimes the little R&R goes a long way. You don't have to go anywhere to do that. But
no.
You're a busy
it's
man.
Expensive out there, Tommy.
Hey,
expensive out there.
Yes, it really is. In this economy, JT.
With 3 kids, Tommy.
Oh.
3 kids, a dog, a cat, and a wife. It's like a little hard taking everybody on a vacation nowadays. But congratulations on the show, man. You deserve it. I'm glad you locked this one down, and all the best to you, my friend.
You are the best, JT. Thanks for doing this. Hopefully talk soon.
Oh, you bet. Talk to you soon, man.
All right. There's JV Thomas covering the Winnipeg Jets. Awesome guy. You know him, I'm sure. If you don't know Jamie Thomas, I'd be surprised. He was Sportsnet in Edmonton and Calgary. He was on broadcasts and made his way out to Winnipeg for the 2017-18 season. He's been crushing it out there. And he's always great to talk to. You know where he's awesome too? Talking about like fantasy football. Oh yeah, he gets into it.
He's invested.
Well, he's invested in the league, and then on top of that, he likes to chuck barbs. And if you don't listen carefully, you'll miss his little zingers.
Mm-hmm.
JT's excellent in that regard. A couple of texts coming in. I want to know what you guys think. Guy says Jets are in trouble if they think Vigo is the number 2. That's a lot to put on a guy like that. The number 2 centerman.
Yeah, asking a rookie to take on that type of role, I think, really in any position. Not everyone's Matthew Schaefer. Macklin Celebrini comes in and essentially gets kind of tasked with immediately being the Sharks' number 1 center, and obviously blossoms in year number 2.
Mm-hmm.
So is that kind of where the Jets are more trending towards? All right, we can hopefully tread water for another year or 2 here, and then as Vigo Bjork emerges, we're kind of back to that top level of contention. And what's the rest of the team look like in 2 more years?
Yeah.
Is Connor Hellebuck still a part of the team as soon as this fall?
Doesn't sound like it.
It doesn't sound like it is, right. And the Jets have a lot of questions, but I'm with you, Tom. I actually liked a lot of the moves they made once free agency opened up, where they weren't the headline grabbing names.
Nope.
But you talk about the likes of Mario Ferraro, Stuart Skinner to shore things up in net and be a good contingency plan for them should Hellebuck in fact be moved on from. I think the Jets are certainly much better than they showed last year in terms of their own finish in the standings. And I don't know if they're the first place club we saw 2 years ago, but probably somewhere in the middle where they should certainly be in the hunt for a playoff spot, if not comfortably inside a playoff spot by season's end.
That season last year went off the rails so fast.
Yeah. It's weird because it kind of just showed how dependent they were on Hellebuck when he goes down to injury. And it wasn't the only thing that went wrong for them.
No.
Don't get me wrong, but you lose your starting goalie for that long of a stretch of time. And the guys that step up or filling in for them don't quite handle the load as well. Yeah, you're buried by the end of November, essentially.
Nemesnikov couldn't score a goal to save his life.
No.
That's And who else went into like a deep slump in Winnipeg last year? There were a couple guys that really, really struggled. Obviously,
did Lowry go a really long stretch without finishing?
I feel like he got hurt.
Yeah, he missed time
hurt,
too,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, but they were having trouble.
They were a
scoring.
one-line team.
Yeah,
they had one of the best lines in hockey, and then the rest of the roster was
meh,
totally absent.
Right,
no shows.
Yeah,
so
no.
Tough to have success when that's the case.
That was Jamie Thomas out of Winnipeg, Mr. Reuter headliner, keeping you out of the penalty box. That's mrreuter.ca. A couple texts before we go to break. Dan from Wetaskiwin says, Tommy, if it means playing Benny and the Jets for an intro, you need to have as many Jets guest players and people as possible. Dan in Wetaskiwin. Good tune. Essentially is what Dan in Wetaskiwin's saying. Good choice, Brendo. Brian asking if Winnipeg lost radio. They lost the TSN station a couple of years before we lost 1260. But the broadcast on the radio side, I believe, is on CJOB, if I'm not mistaken. So, no, they didn't lose radio. They lost their sports station. I have to give Andrew Hustler Patterson some love. He's done a great job with Winnipeg Sports Talk. He's built something really nice up over there. Let's go to Team Dean. Remember, we're having the Quinn Hughes discussion, Cale Makar, Quinn Hughes discussion. Team Dean says Quinn Hughes is terribly overrated because he's a midget. He's not that. He is slight. He looks like he's doing so much. He's an excellent skater and passes well, but he's not good defensively, just my opinion. But Bouchard scores more, is bigger, and is every bit as good defensively as Hughes. Plus, he elevates when it matters, and Hughes disappears. There's probably 6 defensemen in the league I would take over him. Makar, Bouchard, Werenski, McAvoy, Hudson, Dahlin, and Slavin. That's from Team Dean. Not holding back, Team Dean. Which I appreciate. And then we were talking about beers from different parts of the world. And I think Spec brought up San Miguel, and Red Baron chiming in says, Red Baron here. FYI, San Miguel is from the Philippines. Good to know. Now we know. The more you learn. All right. Quick breather here on the Gazzola Show, brought to you by Bet365. More of your texts and the discussion rolls on a beautiful Tuesday.
No. Canada is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
Kickoff is coming July 17th. Elks, Lions at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. It's Dog Days of Summer presented by ATCO Energy. Bring your pup and watch the game in an exclusive section. Get your tickets at goelks.com/tickets.
Mr. Reuter has deja vu. Mr. Reuter has deja vu.
The bathroom is right over there, Mr. Reuter.
Thank you, good sir. Wait, I swear I've plunged this toilet before. It was clogged with a snow globe. Am I living in a time loop? Oh, good. It's just a voodoo doll that looks exactly like me. Whew, what a relief.
For a plumbing experience you'll want to relive, call Mr. Reuter.
Expand your brand with Fusion Promo Marketing. Fusion is your trusted partner for all things branded merch and apparel. Thousands of products perfect for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. Fusion with a Z. Promomarketing.ca.
It's Dollar Drink Summer at McDonald's. Sip on a refreshing small fountain drink or a small iced coffee for just $1 each plus tax, all summer long. Only at McDonald's. Excludes flavored and cloud iced coffees. At participating Canadian restaurants. Taxes extra. Prices exclude delivery.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Does your bank do local? We do. When you bank with Vision Credit Union, you're banking with a rural Albertan cooperative that cares about the community where you live. There's no question. We actively support our rural communities at the local level through charitable donations, volunteerism, local team and event sponsorships, and by returning millions in profit shares to our members every year.
Does your bank do that? We do local. Bank with Vision Credit Union. VisionCU.ca.
Alan Olson Auctions presents the annual Camrose Summer Consignment Auction, open right now for one final day of online bidding at alanolsonauction.com. This huge consignment sale features a totally unreserved retirement dispersal for Jace Craft. Bid on a variety of new and unused equipment in excellent condition, including machinery, lawn and garden tools, skid steers, and attachments. Plus, trucks, construction and farm equipment, buildings, and so much more. For more info, call 780-672-2434 or visit alanolsonauction.com today.
No, Canada is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
The Tom Gazzola Show. 60% talent, 40% Swedish hair cream. Edmonton's sports leader. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we are here to stay.
Lots of Swedish hair cream. That stuff's good. Tom Gazzola, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fedwick with you. Still in the 8 o'clock hour, cruising along nicely on a wonderful Tuesday in Edmonton. Hope you're doing great out there. Hit us up in the text line. A lot of good texts have been coming in. Actually, my first week and a half doing this show on this station, lots of good texts. So I appreciate that. Keeps the conversation going. Some interesting talking points. 1-833-401-1440. Of course, this show presented by Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T&Cs apply. And that would be terms and conditions, guys. I had to think about that for a second. Oh, God, I crack myself up. All right. There was some interesting text, like I was alluding to. Biased Oiler fan talking about Vigo Bjork. You heard Jamie Thomas talking about him. Waxing poetic, praising Vigo Mania. Biased Oiler fan says, if Vigo was 5'11" or taller, he would have went in the top 3. Incredible player. Jordan says, Tommy, you need a sign-off line. May I suggest keep fit and have fun? That would be Hal and Joanne's.
Little body break?
Body break? I can't do that.
They're still at it, aren't they?
They are still
They had like a revival of Body Break? Or was that just for like a one commercial spoof bit that I saw and it embedded itself in my memory?
They got in somewhere. They had the brightest early 90s tracksuits ever.
Yeah.
But they seem like very, very pleasant people. Do you know Hal played NCAA baseball?
I'm seeing former competitive basketball player.
I thought he was baseball.
And Joanne McLeod, track and field athlete specializing in hurdles. All right.
I thought for sure he was a baseball.
Now, hey, that's the AI overview. So
okay.
Don't take it at full value. At least I never do.
He was on a baseball scholarship to the University of Colorado. And when you see them, like Hal's 70 now. Okay. Joanne is 67. They were just very friendly faces. And they would like try to help you live a better lifestyle. In the early 90s.
Quick little 30-second buzzer, but like, hey,
yeah,
get fit, have fun.
Exactly. And even now you see their promo images because it does look, I think you're right, Brando. Like there was a revival. And they're very pleasant. And it doesn't look like fake smiles. They look like
it is just genuine.
And I believe Hal he did like a media tour here a couple of years ago. And someone I know interviewed him. And I'm like, what was Hal like? Really nice was the answer I got.
I'm just open, like there's a Wikipedia page, Hal Johnson and Joanne McLeod. The final line after the quick little intro, the program is considered a cult classic among Canadian pop culture.
Yes.
Right up there with the Dust Hippos commercials. I can't even remember what those commercials were for.
The Dust Hippos.
You remember those ones, Tom?
I have
it's
to
like
look it up.
like they were mice, but they were hippos, and they were coming around, rolling around underneath your furniture.
Oh, the dust bunnies
eating up the peanut butter.
Yes.
And then the hippos, they had their little nest in the wall.
Yes.
I could not tell you what those commercials were for.
Weird, but I do remember.
The dust hippo is stuck in my brain.
That happens. Jordan says, right up there with Slap Chop. You're going to love my nuts.
Yeah.
That guy was that Slap Chop guy.
Follow me, camera guy.
Yeah. He was messed up.
I think he had some problems.
He did. And I believe he wound up in jail.
He was also the ShamWow guy.
ShamWow.
He was sort of like the successor to Billy Mays as like the guy on whatever infomercial TV. Because Billy Mays was obviously like synonymous with so many products. And then he passed away. And then it was like the Slap Chop guy kind of took the mantle of he didn't take over the same products, but he was like the next guy that you just saw in every infomercial.
He was on everything. He had his moment and ruined it.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking. Somebody said that Hal and Joanne ended up on Amazing Race Canada. Is that true?
I believe it. See if there's anything about it on.
I'm taking a quick look.
Here we go. Yep. Couple competed in season 1 of the Amazing Race Canada.
They are great. I love that.
They felt they were portrayed in the series as very vanilla until the final episode, in which McLeod actually swore.
I love that.
They finished in 6th place.
I love that. And then there was one more I wanted to get to. Oh, Corey texting in. Is Hal Johnson in Super Troopers? Confusing Hal Johnson with Ramathorn, the big mustache. Super Troopers 3 is coming out. Did you see the trailer for it?
No.
Are you Super Troopers guy, Fenny?
I love Super Troopers. I never saw Super Troopers 2 because to me that came across as one of those forced sequels that could potentially taint the legacy in my mind of the original.
It wasn't everyone's favorite, Super Troopers 2. However, I thought they did a good job with it to continue the story. A lot of Canadianity, Canadian jokes were the butt ends of some of those jokes. But I got a lot of guffaws out of it and chuckles and little laughs.
Okay.
And there were some moments that I thought were pretty damn good. Now, they had to like fundraise themselves to make Super Troopers 2.
Yeah.
The Broken Lizard guys. And then they finally got the money and the funding. They used the money that was fundraised through fans of the original. I didn't mind it. Super Troopers 3, I'll be honest with you, I'll get sucked into watching because I like Broken Lizard, they're
very
comedic
funny.
crew.
Those guys are great.
Yeah.
They did another show.
Beer Fest.
Tacoma FD.
Tacoma FD. Did you watch it?
Oh.
I've seen like episodes here and there. And
I see clips of it and it looks kind
many
of funny,
clips
but
of it on TikTok and YouTube shorts and stuff.
Tacoma FD. Is it?
It is funny. Like what I see from it is funny. Like there's nothing accurate about it in the slightest about firefighting.
So it's like Reno 911?
Yeah, basically,
About
yeah.
firefighting?
Yeah.
I'd do that. I'd watch it.
Yeah. Hey, tune in. And I don't know if you ever saw Yellowstone, but one of the ladies that's on the show is the only, basically the only female character in the whole thing. And she's that guy's daughter. But she's like,
but she's also one of the firefighters.
She's one of the firefighters.
And is she now one of the people that's in the Baywatch
Yeah,
revival?
yeah. She's in
Another Baywatch?
I think it's a
I think
TV
Libby
show.
Dunn's in it.
Yes, with Paul Skeen's girlfriend.
Yeah,
Miller Lite sponsor.
She's
I believe sure.
attractive to quite attractive.
Yeah, I would say so.
She fits the Baywatch mold.
That's right.
I can't remember who texted this in. This was last week when the resurgence of the discussion around my ability to get a hit off of a major league pitcher. Someone texted in saying, if Livy Dunn's on the line, I would be taking Paul Skeens deep 10 times out of 10. Bear down for what you believe in type of a mantra. If you're the one that texted that in last week, please follow up because I want to give you credit. I don't think we got to it in the onslaught of text messages calling me an idiot. It kind of got lost in the shuffle and all that. So
can't please them all.
No.
Bonaccord Greg says Club Dread is a good movie by Broken Lizard. I actually enjoyed Club Dread. It's a good bad movie. And those guys play like really weird characters. Steve Lemmy, who plays Mac in Super Troopers, plays like a Spanish or a Latino guy. And I just remember he's hitting on one of the people at the club, and her name is Penelope, and he's like, Penelope. And the next couple of lines he says are not fit for radio, so I will leave them to you to go see maybe on YouTube perhaps, or watch the movie. But yeah, that's a good one. Bonaccord Greg, good dig on Club Dread. And actually, the hippos thing is getting a lot of texts. The house hippos. Felix says, Canadian House Hippos was an ad saying not to believe everything you see. And then Gordo follows up with, hey guys, the House Hippo commercial was about teaching people not to believe everything they see on TV. Ironic how things are these days with all the fakes made of AI. Gordo North signing off there. I got burned by AI when a couple months ago they showed Aaron Rodgers' wife. And it was not Aaron Rodgers' wife. Because remember, she's like mysterious. We don't really know who she is, what she looks like. And they had like a hippie girl kind of going on ayahuasca type retreats with him. She had that look to her. And I was like, oh, yeah, that looks like it tracks. And I got burned by that AI. And older people,
I'm
sure.
It's so bad. And I see them. I just assume, honestly, that everything is AI now. And
That's scary.
It's jaded me. And some of it I know for sure is, and then there's other stuff I'm like, this is so crazy. I have to almost like that video of the guy getting flipped by that bison in Yellowstone.
Yeah.
My first instinct was like, this is fake. And that's just where I'm at with the internet right now. But a very funny one I saw over the weekend after the Jays loss on Sunday, the Padres, was John Schneider coming out of the dugout and spear tackling Jeff Hoffman off the mound.
I think a lot of Blue Jays fans want to do
with
that.
some good added AI commentary from Dan Schulman. So
now that I want to see. If you have it, send it along to your old buddy Tom. I would want to watch that. We have James Nichols coming up next when we go into hour number 3 of the Gazzola Show, brought to you by Bet365. He is from New Jersey Hockey Now, so we're kind of doing a tour around the National Hockey League lately. I like it. We'll catch up with James. But before we do that, we need to get to a sports update with Brandon, brought to you by All-Star Construction. They shape and build Edmonton communities, specializing in underground utilities like power, gas, telecommunication, and street lighting. That is All-Star Construction. Here's Brando.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
MLB's home run derby last night from the bank in Philadelphia, and Cardinals outfielder Jordan Walker, dramatic finish, hitting 6 straight home runs in the final against hometown hero Kyle Schwarber to take home his first derby crown and the first for a St. Louis Cardinal in the history of the event. From the NHL offseason, New York Rangers extending defenseman Braden Schneider, who is an RFA, to a 1-year, $5.5 million contract. Schneider, 18 points, including 2 goals over 82 games with the Blue Shirts last season. And in Buffalo, the Sabres bringing in longtime NHL executive John Davidson as a senior advisor. He'll join Jarmo Kekalainen, Mark Bergevin, and Josh Flynn in the Sabres front office. And from the WNBA last night, Atlanta defeating LA 101-92. Angel Reese, 23 points, 13 rebounds in the double-double effort. And the Lynx, they topped the Mercury 104-100. Coming up in hour 3 of the Tom Gazzola Show, we'll be joined by New Jersey Hockey Now's James Nichols covering the Devils, and we'll check in with a new edition of In or Out. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
It's cone season at McDonald's, which means vanilla cones are $1 each plus tax in the McDonald's app all summer long. Soft, creamy, and crunchy. For just $1 each plus tax exclusively in the McDonald's app. App download and registration required at participating McDonald's in Canada.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Car shopping sucks. That's right. Going back and forth 100 times just to get a price. Give me your credit card for a test drive. What's all these extra fees? That sounds ridiculous. At Northgate, we do things a little differently. Good deals on new, pre-owned vehicles, good people, and a great selection. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Thinking of growing your business? In partnership with Prairies Can, the Alberta Chambers of Commerce is helping businesses explore new opportunities, new markets, and build connections through organized trade missions across Canada. Find the right mission for you at abchamber.ca/trade missions.
No fluff, no fillers, just pure entertainment. Sports 1440 brings the heat with bold opinions, big personalities, and Edmonton's fiercest fans. This is your turf. This is Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
No. Canada is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
I missed one payment, then another. Now I feel behind on everything. I can't keep up.
Falling behind happens to more people than you think, but there is a solution. My name is Parveen Middleton. I'm a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Edmonton. Together, we can create a plan that fits your situation and helps you get caught up and back in control. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to book your free consultation and discover your debt-free future.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the 2 best names in the boots business.
The Tom Gazzola Show on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we are here to stay.
Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste.
.903, good morning. Welcome back to the Tom Gazzola Show here on Sports 1440. Hope you're enjoying your Tuesday. Hope you're either watching us on YouTube, listening on the dial, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, perhaps on X, Facebook. Love it. Maybe you're going to listen later on the podcast version of the show. Spotify, Amazon, Apple, whichever platform you choose. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. Tom Gazzola, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick with you as we roll along. Text us 1-833-401-0950. 1440. We're going to get to James Nichols in a little bit here. Talk about the New Jersey Devils trying to fight their way through a interesting Metropolitan division. Just heard from Jamie Thomas talking about the Winnipeg Jets. It's been a good show. Very enjoyable. A lot of texts have come in too. Even snuck in a little movie talk. The Devils are a team that I really can't put my finger on, to be honest with you. They have some good pieces. They had that one really nice season 2 years ago and then have struggled a little bit since. So I'm not sure. Not a lot of big moves in the offseason. Did try to make a play for Barrett Hayton. No go. He gets re-upped by Utah. I don't know. Fenny, any thoughts on the Devils? Brando's working the phone there.
I'm confused. I just don't know where it is they're going. They obviously they trade Nemec, right?
Yep.
And then they get out of the Jacob Markstrom business.
Yep.
And it's not like they were good before, so they're just blowing it up. Like this is what we've decided is what we're gonna do. And so, but they just seem so rudderless and directionless.
But people are praising the Sonny Meta signing.
Well, that's nice of them. I mean, Sonny Meta, big analytics guy. So maybe these guys just didn't fit in, and they're like, thank goodness we're getting at it. We have James Meta. If these guys are getting traded, they're bad. I think they gave up on Simone Nemec too early.
Yep.
But I like Nico Hischier. Honestly, I'm not a big Jack Hughes guy.
He doesn't stir the drink for
He
you?
does not stir the drink for me in the slightest. But I don't know. I'm excited to see what James says.
Okay. James is ready to go, Brando? Yep. Indeed. James Nichols, New Jersey Hockey Now. James, we were just talking about the Devils and how they stack up in the Metro and the moves that were made and the play by Meta to get Barrett Hayton with an offer sheet, and then obviously Utah re-ups him. What would you describe their offseason as being so far, in your opinion?
I think it's been a process, just because obviously, the turnover at the GM position, right? And, Sonny's kind of come in and turned over what, the previous regime had left him. So obviously, he does away with the Jacob Markstrom contract and sits down with Simone Nemec and says, like, look, you're, a great defenseman or going to be a great defenseman and you're going to make this number, but it's probably not going to fit in our salary cap structure. So, we're probably going to have to make a decision here. And then he brings in, some good depth pieces that, New Jersey has probably lacked for several seasons since they were really successful back in 2022-23. So it's been a process. It's been, I've been very, I like the moves that Sonny has made so far.
We lose him? We lost him. All right, we'll try to get him back. Now, Fenny was saying kind of rudderless. They don't, I'm looking at the lineup and I'm going, not seeing anything there I really love. Anyway, James is back. James, sorry, it dropped out there. Continue. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. Where did I leave off?
What was left behind for Meta and then the roster and what they're trying to put together here and shedding Simone Nemec and Jacob Markstrom. That's kind of where it dipped out.
Okay, yeah. So all in all, I just think it's been, a process of getting some depth a little bit. Obviously getting rid of that Markstrom contract that probably was a bit more than Sonny wanted to have to pay him. But I think it's also unfinished. I think that there is a need or two here. I'm intrigued to see if they're actually going to go into the season with the current trio of goaltenders in Riddick, Dawes, and Allen, like previously spoken of, or if something else is going to come down the line. And I know that they're looking for a top six forward. So I'm intrigued to see if it remains this way. But I think it's an unfinished summer so far.
Where does Dougie Hamilton fit in all of this?
Well, I think we kind of got the answer to that when Simone Nemeth was traded, right? The thing is the Sonny Meta regime values Dougie Hamilton differently than the previous.
Okay.
They see a player that, he fits the analytics that align with Sonny Meta's beliefs and his regime's beliefs. And he's a guy who, you saw after, that whole debacle in the middle of last season where Dougie Hamilton was a healthy scratch and he came back the very next game, he picked up his game. He scored at nearly a 3/4 of a point pace, which is pretty good for a blue liner. And look, he brings some offensive intangibles from the blue line that you're just not going to find easily. They hope that Luke Hughes can be that guy, and they project him to be that guy at some point. But you just don't know if it's going to be the upcoming season. And with just 2 years left on that contract, you give Luke Hughes some time to continue his development, and hopefully that goes in the direction they want it to. But I certainly think that now that we've seen the answer with what's going to happen with Simone Nemeth, I think that he's probably going to stick around and he's going to remain on that blue line.
James Nichols joining us now, New Jersey Hockey Now. The Markstrom trade, you had alluded to it already. How did Meta do in that deal?
Yeah, I think it was a great deal. The thing is, that Markstrom contract didn't look great, as soon as it was signed, because the rest of the season for Markstrom was pretty tough. Now, I'll be the first to admit that I would not be surprised to see Markstrom bounce back behind, a really strong Panthers defense, but that's not the same defense that's in New Jersey. And I think Sonny knew that coming in. So we went, with Jake Allen, Nico Dawes and everything. But the return that he got, I was very pleased with. I think that Evan Rodriguez is a Swiss Army knife kind of player that, the Devils could really plug in anywhere in the lineup when they need him to play. And I was talking to a few people out of Florida and, even Pittsburgh from his time there. And they just had glowing reviews about how great of a player and a person Evan Rodriguez is. And he brings that championship pedigree, obviously winning 2 cups with the Panthers. So he's a huge addition for this lineup. I think that, he'll be one of the more well-received guys in the locker room and by the fans as well by the end of his time in New Jersey. If he, doesn't end up re-signing, I could see him staying a bit longer. And then Jesper Boquist, too. He's another guy who, fans know him already. He was a Devil, but he leaves. He becomes a champion with the Panthers as well. And, you could just point to quite a few instances in Jesper Boquist's time with Florida where he stepped up in a really big way and provided them necessary depth, but also was a great role player for them. And that's something the Devils have needed. They need the depth in New Jersey to, in order for the top 6 to go. If, no one in the bottom 6 is putting goals in, and the top 6 just doesn't have it that day, no one was scoring in New Jersey last year, it seems. So if they can get that depth that they need from these guys, which I think that was part of the thought process here, I think it's only going to benefit the entire lineup throughout. So 2 guys who I think were really net positives for Sonny to bring in. And look, the fact of the matter is, before that trade, we were talking about the Devils are going to have to attach some assets just to offload Markstrom's contract. But instead, Sonny Meta went out and got some real value in return. So I thought it was a great trade.
Yeah, we saw Evan Rodriguez have a couple of nice Stanley Cup finals against the Oilers in the past few years. All right, James, 2 years of Sheldon Keefe thus far, 42 wins in both of them. Just the losses and overtime losses a little bit different. But what has been the overall impression of Keefe as the bench boss with the Devils?
Yeah, I thought his first season was strong. He had them playing an aggressive style, but he also had a concentration on the defensive side of the puck. Last year, I thought they lacked a bit of identity under Sheldon Keefe, and I think he was trying to figure out what that identity was as well. And it was tough to figure out in, all the starts and stops of the Devils this season, whether it was the Jack Hughes injury and then the Olympics and, all the injuries that they mounted last year. It was just so much change for him in year 2 that he was trying to coach through that, they went through a bit of an identity crisis. And I think Sheldon Keefe was part of that. But you look at the body of work that the Devils, laid out before and after the Jack Hughes injury. Obviously, Jack has a lot to do with it, but you saw just how well the team played. both on both sides of the puck. And I think that's the team that Sheldon Keefe wants them to be, this fast-paced, aggressive, skilled team, but also mindful of their defensive stature. He did real well with that at the beginning of the season. They went on like a 13-4-1 run, I believe, if my math is right there. And when Jack returned, it was very similar. Where they were playing strong hockey down the stretch of the regular season, despite not getting into the playoffs. I think that one of the things for Sheldon was, okay, we know we're not going to make it to the postseason, but we at least want to know who we're going to be going into next year,
right,
with the core players we have. So I think he did a good job establishing that, and I think he's going to want to build on that going into September here.
Yeah, speaking of that, how does this Devils team stack up against the rest of the Metro? And I think a lot of people listen, the Pacific Division was probably the weakest division. It was called a pillow fight by the best player in the world, and everybody ran with that because it was a good term, very appropriate. But maybe outside of the Hurricanes, like the Metro, the Pens and the Flyers were the next tier of team in the division. How do you look at this division and where the Devils could seed themselves next year?
Yeah, well, I think you said it right. It's kind of wide open. Obviously the Carolina Hurricanes are the Stanley Cup champions, but after that, the division is for the taking for anyone. I think if they can, beat the Hurricanes, I should say maybe second place is for the taking for anybody, right? Last year was the Flyers and the Penguins, the Pennsylvania teams making noise in the division, but anyone after this summer could really take ownership of the top of the division if they wanted to, and I think the Devils will be one of those teams if they play their cards right and maybe make one or two more proper additions to the lineup just to strengthen their team. Because you look at a team like the Penguins, who I think are going through their own process of trying to figure out if they're coming or going with the Sidney Crosbys and Chris Letang's still around. But then you look at a team like the Flyers, who are exciting, young, up and coming, but they didn't get their home run player this summer when they offered cheated Leo Carlson, but they still have some really good, strong players, some young players that are growing in the game. And I think that they're, an exciting young team on the up and up. And then you look at the rest of the division. What is Columbus going to be? What are the Rangers going to be? This division really is for the taking for anybody. And when you have a core in New Jersey, like you do with Nico Hischier, Jack Hughes, Jesper Bratt, you put Timo Meier in that situation, in that conversation as well. I don't see why the Devils, if they're healthy and they're playing the way that they are leaning into their strengths, why they can't be in that mix of some of the top teams in the Metro, competing for, if not first, at least second place in the division.
It will be an interesting and fascinating season in the Metro division after everything transpired last year, and then obviously offseason changes for every team. Washington fascinates me to a certain extent. We'll see how it all shakes down, but we got a couple months before we get there. James, thanks for the time this morning. We appreciate it. Be well, sir.
Thank you. If I don't talk to you, have a good summer. We'll catch up next season.
Love it. Likewise, James Nichols, New Jersey Hockey Now, giving us the goods on the Devils. They have come to be, in my opinion, Fenny, I know you used rudderless, but just very blah to me. And like a bunch of decent players, but I know Jack Hughes is supposed to be the superstar, and I guess you could make the argument he is. But when you put it all together and I watch them, I go, I don't know, like they could beat you on any night, but I'm not always favoring them to win, or favoring them to win, I should say. And they're just kind of there, it feels like. And it shouldn't be that way. So we'll see. We'll see how much they can transform themselves back into a contender. I am fascinated, though, by the Washington Capitals and the moves they made. Could they become a power in the Metro? Yes, no, maybe?
I had a prediction right after July 1 that maybe it was even before July 1, because that was when they'd already got Tuck and Kyrou.
Yeah.
I think they win the division next year.
Boone Jenner in there as well.
The Capitals do. Like, I'm still much more heady on the Hurricanes as, come playoff time.
Mm-hmm.
I would still choose them right now here in the middle of July before the season starts. But I think the Capitals can win the division for sure.
Do we see a Stanley Cup hangover from the Carolina Hurricanes?
I don't know. I just like the culture they've instilled there, the Rod Brindamore way with the dedication to the fitness regime and the sticking to the system and everybody plays their role to a T. I don't know if that makes them more likely to be immune to a Stanley Cup hangover, that it's just like you just show back up and you just get back to doing your job instead of trying to play outside yourself or anything. I don't know. My inclination is no. But I just think like with the your goaltending is suddenly much more questionable. Like I get it, Freddie Anderson did not play many games for you last year, and when he did, he was not very good in the regular season. But there's still a stabilizing force of that veteran guy where now you're turning it over to Kochetkov and Bussy, who have both shown a lot of really good flashes. I think there's a little bit of, or a few more question marks in the crease for Carolina now.
It'll be interesting to watch. Jay in Victoria doesn't necessarily agree with James Nichols. The top two spots will be Carolina and Washington, says Jay in Victoria. Then maybe it's open. The Pens, that was a surprisingly good year for them, right? I think we can all call it that. And then Philly just kind of emerged. Remember, Philly was kind of toiling away, and then they sort of got hot. Was it in the second half where they really kind of found their game? And it was a couple years ago where Philly was there and totally blew their chance at the playoffs. So I like Washington and the work they've done in the offseason. Some impact players, getting Ovechkin to come back. Maybe Carolina takes a step back, but then ramps it up for the postseason. And they didn't play a ton of playoff games either, right? They had an 11-day break in there. So should be interesting. The Metro Division, not one I think we pay a lot of attention to all the time, being out here in the West and in the Pacific Division, but neat to keep an eye on for sure. All right. Do we have Elk sticks to give away, by the way?
Yeah, I actually did reprint the liner, so I'm going to bring it back out so it's a little more top of mind for everybody rather than try and just remember it.
Yeah,
because once again, I'm pretty sure Gregor just stole the hard copy and is in his personal collection of liners. So yes, we do. Friday's game, we'll be giving them away all week.
Excellent. He put the liner in his personal dossier.
Yeah, which is supposed to be a communal one that just sits on the desk there.
Okay, well, we got
but
that
I printed off
out.
a new one, so I'm going to go get it here during the
Okay, awesome. Good. We want to give away tickets to the Elks game this Friday against the BC Lions. Elks 4-1. Obviously, want to get a crack at the Lions after they beat them in Kelowna. And it should be a fun and hopefully nice weather day. And hopefully a lot of people show up to Commonwealth Stadium. We want to see that stadium more and more full. And with the way the team's playing, they're giving folks certainly a reason to. We're going to continue on here on the Gazzola Show, presented by Bet365, right after this quick commercial break.
No! Canada is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is switching, Dan.
Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey Culligan, I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at Culligan.ca.
Kickoff is coming July 17th. Elks, Lions at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. It's Dog Days of Summer presented by ATCO Energy. Bring your pup and watch the game in an exclusive section. Get your tickets at goelks.com/tickets.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9. Check out the Saturday Sports Setup.
where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Home ice advantage is real at the rink and on your windows. Novo Blinds is Edmonton's own custom manufacturer, trusted by customers around the city. Factory direct pricing with the fastest turnaround around. Book a free in-home consultation at novoblinds.ca.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at edmontonexpocentre.com today.
Alan Olson Auctions presents the annual Camrose Summer Consignment Auction. Open right now for one final day of online bidding at alanolsonauction.com. This huge consignment sale features a totally unreserved retirement dispersal for Jace Craft. Bid on a variety of new and unused equipment in excellent condition, including machinery, lawn and garden tools, skid steers, and attachments. Plus, trucks, construction and farm equipment, buildings, and so much more. For more info, call 780-672-2434 or visit alanolsonauction.com today.
The Tom Gazzola Show. All gas, no brakes. Edmonton's sports leader. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we are here to stay.
$9.26. We got to the bottom of it here on the Gazzola Show presented by Bet365. We found the liner. And Brando, you feel bad?
No.
No. It's under
the liner was here.
It was returned.
Yeah.
If you will.
Probably.
It was not in Greg's
it was missing.
Personal
but then
dossier.
It's back.
Yeah. Yeah. Catch the Edmonton Elks home games at Commonwealth Stadium with Sports 1440. Text in Elks. And it'll go into the pool to be drawn from to win a pair of tickets. Elks in action this Friday Night Football. Yours truly, try not to die on the sidelines this week. A bunch of the players thought it was hilarious. Most people thought it was hilarious. I juked when I should have jived, guys. And this week, I'll be much more observant. So, hopefully, a nice day down at Commonwealth. And maybe the Elks go to 5-1. Maybe they exercise the demons against the BC Lions. Lots of love for Justin Rankin. I think I've watched the story on him about 9 times so far since being in studio on TSN. It's a good story. They do the graphics too. They have like the pixelated video game graphics that they incorporated. I like that, giving the CFL a little bit of love. I was a big fan of that game. I appreciate it. Speaking of games, Macklin Celebrini will be the face of NHL 27. Are we excited about this?
It's a non-factor for me.
Non-factor.
I'm kind of out of the video game scene. I think I mentioned to you last week. I haven't got an NHL game since I think NHL 15 was the last one I purchased. I still will play it time to time if hanging out at a buddy's place and we're just like, oh, what are we gonna do? I just throw a game on or something.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't own a video game console anymore. My PS3 currently still sits in the shelf at parents' place at the farm, untouched for many years now.
PS3, wow.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about here, Tom. So it's a nothing burger for me. Good for him, very deserving, no doubt about it. But maybe Josh is a little more at liberty to.
I asked him.
Well, I'm basically in the same point as you. First of all, I sucked at Shell, and I started playing when I was 10 because I got NHL 14 and I got 15. I was like, wait, it's the same game. It's the same thing every year.
You were 10 when NHL 14 came out?
Yeah, I was born in 04.
Damn.
Yeah, sorry, boys.
Meanwhile, that's what I was playing, and this is gonna be like a lineup of making the next person feel worse. That was like my first year of university, so we would play it in my Lister dorm room before we'd go. We play a drinking game. We play that, or because that's when GTA'd come out. The fall of 2013, yeah. GTA 3, 5,
GTA 5,
5.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we had a lot of fun with that. But what about you in 2014, Tom?
I was working at Oilers TV. It was in the midst of the decade of darkness. I believe Dallas Aikens was the head coach of the Edmonton Oilers. Mac T was the GM. I love Mac T, great guy. I would have kept up on the NHL series at that point. I think I had every NHL game until 21. And honestly, in the last 10 years, I barely played it. Too busy, getting older. And like Fenny said, like it never improved or really changed. They didn't really fix anything enough, in my opinion, to hook me back in.
Yeah, no, it's the same thing every year. They tell you, oh, but we've changed the way it looks. They just show you a clip from the year previous, and then they add sweat to the guys, and they're like, look at how improved the graphics are, guys.
He's perspiring.
It's like, look how shiny and how much detail there is.
It's more realistic than ever, which has value.
I don't care.
The video game that came up yesterday or last week, like Blades of Steel, you can barely tell that they're hockey players on the old 8-bit.
Yep.
But there's something about that. Like, it's a video game. I want to be able to tell it's a video game. And I may very well stand alone on that front. And the same, because we're still waiting on the next Grand Theft Auto game.
I'm going to buy that.
But a lot of the teaser things we get and the graphic shots, like, it looks so realistic that I'm not sure that I'm in the camp of liking it going that far.
Because it's too far into the realm of realism?
I guess. I don't know what that says about me, but I if it's a video game, I want it to, I know it's a video game.
That's probably why you'll see a lot of people talk about the magic of NHL 94.
Yeah.
Which was a phenomenal game. It's still fun to play.
My first one I had, I think, was NHL 04. Was that the one with Heatley on the cover?
Yeah.
And it was on the PC. I didn't have a console at that time, right?
Yeah.
I had a PS1. But anyway, and the players were just like so chunky.
Yep.
Like everything was just so thick, and the goalies' pads were comedic. And I loved it. I loved that game.
The polygons, as they used to say back in those days.
Exactly.
Think of all the polygons. Now, Grand Theft Auto, that I haven't played in a long time. I haven't played since like GTA 4? No, San Andreas. So I'm ready to pick it up again. My brother Mike, whose birthday it is. Happy birthday, Mike.
Shout out Mike.
Shout out to my brother Mike down in Calgary.
Mikey G.
Yes. He is a big GTA guy and has been since GTA 3, which we had on PS2, which was amazing. He played 4, he played 5, he still plays 5. And now I'm watching these trailers for 6, and they're showing like the map and the size, and they're like, it'll take you 35 minutes to drive from one end of the map to the other in real time. That's how big it is and vast. I'm like, I'm in.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to buy an Xbox, of course, to play it.
You're telling me you're gonna buy an Xbox before you take us out for a
No.
succulent Chinese meal?
I will take you guys out for a succulent Chinese meal beforehand. I still got until allegedly this December.
What? Who gave you that?
No, for GTA 6.
Oh, for GTA.
Allegedly this December for GTA 6. But as has happened in the past, I imagine this will get delayed once more.
Hasn't it been delayed a couple of times already?
Like a million times.
Yeah. And they've put $2 billion into it.
Yeah, and it'll make $2 billion back in
Sure.
the first week it's being sold. Like
Sure.
everything's gonna be fine, guys.
I'm excited about it. I just got a PlayStation 5 last year. I love it. Like I said, I've been playing MLB The Show 26, but the NHL games, Macklin Celebrini, pardon me, or not on the cover, I don't care. I'm out. And same with Madden. I used to be a Madden guy every year, every second year. I'm out.
What about college football games?
No. I never got into college football to that extent. I always wished for a CFL game. Never happened.
Keep dreaming, pal.
I know.
Well,
Thank
so,
you.
and haven't they, because of like the customizing ability on the new Madden games, haven't people like went out and like made the CFL teams?
I believe so.
And it's almost, and so then it's like in the game. So if you're playing online and stuff, you can access that. And if this is all incorrect, I sincerely apologize because I'm just so out of my depth on this. Because like I said, I haven't even turned on a console in probably 8 years.
You're like iMac. His PS3 is his DVD player.
Mine was, and it ran my Netflix too on my, because when I was going to the U of A and living and working in the city after that, I didn't have a smart TV. I just had a regular TV with an HDMI cable. So my PlayStation ran my Netflix and all that jazz.
Very versatile.
Very versatile piece of
Very
equipment.
versatile.
I wonder if it would have to still work if I turn it on, right? Like, why wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
Dust it out.
I might dust it out to log into my old PlayStation Sony account and access the best video game of all time that I bought back when I played on the PS1. I bought it for the PS3. Spyro
the Dragon.
Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage. Great game.
That's going way back.
All timer.
Dave's going way back. Dave in Section T. My first video game was Pog. Dave in Section T, classic. And then BC Oilers says, I never made it past NHL 95 for the Sega Genesis. I think the Genesis, when it came to the NHL series, was the superior console. I had the Super Nintendo. There was just a little more bite to those games on Genesis, I believe. And then King of Fort Nasty says, my childhood video game was Genesis. NHL 93 had a deke that was score almost every time. Pavel Bure and Sergei Fedorov were phenomenal. But in NHL 94, they introduced the one-timer. And I think in NHL 93, there was what you could do is you went around the net and the goalie dived and it just left you an empty net. If I'm remembering that correctly, King of Fort Nasty. EG says Final Fantasy VII PS1. And then Biased Oiler Fan says, the last game I fully got into was Elden Ring. Insanely good game, but you have to be fully into it. Otherwise, you'll suck. Oh, we went down that road. I like it. There's also a text that came in real quick because I know we need to get to in or out next segment. Nick in Grand Prairie says, guys, speaking of Mac T, other than Glenn Sather and the current regime, what GM had the best body of work in Edmonton? I remember how much crap Kevin Lowe got, but he might be the best. Could make an argument for Mac T or Holland. It's a good question, Nick. You know what? Ken Holland probably had the most success, truth be told, in a shorter period of time than Kevin Lowe. Kevin Lowe, I think his reputation was sullied, let's use that as the term, in the last few years after the debacle of the Ryan Smith ordeal. And that was the beginning of the end for Kalo as GM. And I think that left a bad taste in people's mouths when they look back on Kevin Lowe's tenure as GM. Listen, he was working on a budget his first handful of seasons with the Edmonton Investors Group, and then managed to pull off a great trade deadline, actually put together a really good team that went to the 06 Stanley Cup final, and then the fallout happened the next year, and thus began the decade of darkness. I think Kenny Holland probably gets second place in my GM rankings. You guys?
Off the just top of my head, I think, because if we're assessing what makes a good GM, it's team success, right?
You would think.
And so, like, that's the easiest one for me. So, yeah, Sather, clearly. I mean, the Stanley Cup speak for themselves. And then, like, I do think Kevin Lowe did a really good job in 06. Like, the moves he made at the deadline, obviously, Rolison and everything else he kind of put together to facilitate the run. But the run was still largely on the back of an MVP performance by your goaltender and one defenseman playing 30 minutes every night. So they still didn't win. Now, neither did the two teams that have won here in the two trips to the final. So I would probably have to go Ken Holland second, just kind of by default on that stretch, because since he took over the team, and he granted took it over in a little bit of a better position than Kevin Lowe did, and you mentioned the financial flexibility, all that, he had a little bit easier time, but I think I'd still have to give him the edge.
Benny, you want to get in on that?
Yeah, well, so Sather won with a bullet. We actually had this conversation, and I think I came out, I was like, I think it's probably Ken Holland, because Bowman takes over before the second run, right? But it's still basically like Holland's built team.
Yeah.
So that's basically where I'd have to land on, is Holland had the more sustained success, whether he took over the team in a better position or not.
He cleaned up a mess that was left behind,
He did clean up a lot of stuff, and he facilitated some good moves. Obviously, he facilitated some bad moves, but to me, I would go, Holland after Sather.
Bud Baker says, LOL, Holland is considered the best GM since Sather, and we replace him with Stan Bowman. Shaking my head. Bud is not happy about that. Yes, and essentially they gave Kenny Holland 4 seasons, because that 5th one, he had his hands tied behind his back, like Fenny alluded to. Tommy T says, Pronger Rolly. Yep, going back to 06. Here's a memory from NHL 99. Hold your wind up from the blue line all the way across the ice to the bottom of the opposite faceoff circle. Every D-man and the goalie will go down, and it's an easy goal. That's from Matt and Leduc. Great memory there. And then the Stair Farmer says, my first game ever was the first ever Blades of Steel. LOL, so long ago. You know, they made that for arcade as well. It's a little bit different.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I wasn't an arcade frequenter by any stretch, but I have been in a fair share of back to my youth, and I never saw that one. That'd be fun.
We had one of those arcade cabinets at the old station, and it had like 6,000 games, and it had arcade games, and I'm like, Blades of Steel arcade. Very similar, but there were some subtle differences. I think the cabinets were stronger than the consoles back in the day, but yeah.
Was the commentary as good?
It was exactly the same.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, it was classic. That's for sure. All right, we're going to step out. When we come back, we're going to get to In or Out with Brandon right here on the Gazzola Show, presented by Bet365.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection? Incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
Get ready for a night of rock with the Gene Simmons Band. Monday, November 30th at Silent Ice Center in Nisku. The Gene Simmons Band, performing your favorite classic hits. Monday, November 30th at Silent Ice Center in Nisku. Tickets on sale now at silenticecenter.com. Don't miss the Gene Simmons Band.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Car shopping sucks. That's right. Going back and forth 100 times just to get a price. Give me your credit card for a test drive. What's all these extra fees? That sounds ridiculous. At Northgate, we do things a little differently. Good deals on new, pre-owned vehicles, good people, and a great selection. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
This jersey was worn by the legend himself, signed and everything.
You can't just wear it.
I'm framing it with expressions and images.
Your prized jersey deserves better than the closet. Think expressions and images. Your local custom framer since 91. You name it, we frame it.
No fluff, no fillers, just pure entertainment. Sports 1440 brings the heat with bold opinions, big personalities, and Edmonton's fiercest fans. This is your turf. This is Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Photographers, start your cameras.
Vision Credit Union's annual photo contest is back. We're asking you to show us the people, places, and moments that made you glad you chose this rural life. Maybe it's the view from your farm, a walk down Main Street, neighbors pitching in, a weekend at the rodeo, or a sunset down a back road. Share your photo to show why life in rural Alberta is a choice worth celebrating. Enter and vote at whatsyourshare.ca.
No! Canada is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
The Tom Gazzola Show on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we are here to stay.
Let's dive right into it. Ooh, a little Tom Jones. You like the classics, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I also think that that's the vast majority of what the people like. And I'm no panderer. Like, okay. I won't play songs that I don't enjoy. But if I played all the songs that just I liked, it would be very heavy country music and then like mid 2000s hip hop pop stuff that dominated my youth. A lot of Akon and T-Pain, which I'm not sure is quite as popular among the masses.
Perhaps not.
Which their loss. Those guys rock.
They were great.
They are great.
Are they considered classic now?
20 years ago for like Locked Up and Rapid Turn Sanga. I'm in love with a stripper. Banger.
That's poetry.
It's just you can't teach lyricism like that.
No, that's poetry, my friend. All right, let's get into in or out. Brought to you by Pro Solutions. Need fast AC service? Pro Solutions offers expert repairs, tune-ups, and installs with flexible financing. Book your appointment now at prosolutionsinc.ca.
Okay, you know what? Moving too fast. Bottom line, are you in or are you out?
In or out of what?
No time for questions, just action. In or out?
Well, then I'm out.
I'm sorry, Jet. Actually, you're already in.
Are you in or are you out?
On Sports 1440.
I thought you would go, I'm in, Bob. We would have had a really cool moment, but you kind of ruined the whole thing.
Colton Dock extending over the weekend. We touched yesterday on what his potential upside could be in the lineup over the course of this new 2-year deal that he has signed on to. But it naturally, with one move, just raises questions around other potential moves. And this one prompting discussion on what the deployment and roles will be inside the Oilers' bottom 6. That, of course, being lines 3 and 4. If Ike Howard cannot secure himself a role in the top 6, riding shotgun alongside what we'd expect to be one of Connor McDavid or Leon Draisaitl. Playing third-line minutes on this version of the Edmonton Oilers isn't nearly as objectionable as it may have been in years past.
I'll go in on that. I think there's patience that needs to come with Ike Howard. Now, that has a limit, but I don't think he's going to instantly just be an impact player, top 6 guy that's consistently up there and appeasing everyone. I think there's going to be trials and tribulations. I think there's going to be growing pains. Could he follow the Matt Savoy template and just steadily show well, be reliable for the most part defensively, show everybody there's been growth in his overall game as a pro, I think that would be ideal. But if he had to dabble in the third line, I think that's okay. Now, if we're getting into the later part of the year and they're trying to fight for the division or a playoff spot, wherever they may be, and you're trying to force Ike Howard into the top 6, that's a problem. And if he's settled in the third line or a third line role, but showing enough growth, I think that's okay. But once you get into the nitty gritty of the season and your team is evolving and there's probably some additions to the group, you'll have some answers. Then the leash gets a bit shorter, in my opinion.
And the reason that I bring this up is because what is one of, if not maybe the most common sentiment we hear, Tom, from the listeners, from the Oilers fans about this team's development of players at the NHL level, right? It's like, well, they're not good at it, but it's because they stash them down and ask a skill player like Matt Savoy or Ike Howard or whomever in years past and ask them to play a fourth, like a bottom 6 role, which is usually, maybe try to check, be more conscious defensively, go out there and create energy with some physicality. The list goes on, all the cliches. But this Oilers team has evolved a little bit where now you're starting to see a little bit more of an identity form inside their bottom 6, at least on paper, right? Where if you're looking at your fourth line, this combination of potentially, Colton Dock or Trent Frederick and Josh Szymanski and, Matthew Joseph and Max Jones in the mix, certainly I would expect as well. Like those guys are all your prototype bottom 6 players, fourth line players, more specifically, actually. Whereas this third line, all of a sudden you're like, okay, well, Jason Dickinson, yes, he is very defensively conscious, but this is a guy that has skill. This is a guy that has scored, 15 plus goals in the NHL before.
Yep.
And then whether it's Kapanen, whether it's Podkolzin, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, maybe taking turns down there, depending how these wingers all shake out and if there's going to be things thrown in the blender. Like this is a line with enough skill that can help insulate a guy like Ike Howard, maybe depending on what opponents they're out there against, but also still not suffocate his potential production in, going back to yesterday's discussion, potentially more minutes available for these third and fourth lines than we saw under previous coaching regimes. So I just think it'd be great to see Ike Howard land inside the top 6 and become the new trigger man for Leon Draisaitl or Connor McDavid. But as you said, we need to temper expectations. Look at Matt Savoy last year. Offensively, very slow start. It wasn't really until kind of after, I guess, the new year and then even like post-Olympic break that the production really seemed to turn a corner.
Yep.
And he was so effective skating in the top 6 down the stretch. And he struggled in the playoffs. It's a first-year player, right? And so if we have a similar outlook on Ike Howard, I don't think it's all of a sudden just buried because he's playing on a third-line role instead of top line.
Very well said.
Earlier in the show, we checked in with Jamie Thomas from Winnipeg, out covering the Jets in this discussion now around Connor Hellebuyck and his future with the team, despite signing the extension a short time ago, now in question. Should he be traded before the season gets going, or maybe even as the season gets going this fall? I think the most logical landing spot, and there's a few, but the most logical is, in fact, the other market we dipped into, and that's in Jersey with the Devils.
You brilliant mind tying it together like that. That was deliberate, wasn't it?
Not really.
I'm giving you credit.
Some things, happy accident.
A happy accident
is how I'll best describe
well,
that.
I'll say you're a mastermind, and you threaded that nicely. However, New Jersey, you can make a case for them being a team that would be probably a logical one for Hellebuyck to wind up. I know Buffalo is hot and heavy for him.
Mm-hmm.
The Devils, you heard James Nichols talking about it earlier on the show. Was it David Riddick and Jake Allen? And who's the third over there?
Nico Dawes.
And Nico Dawes.
Standout for the World Junior program.
Sure. And what have we not done well in Canadian hockey? Develop
goalies recently.
Superstar goalies are stuck
right.
Top level caliber players.
The new
goalies.
route to be a star goalie, a Canadian goalie in the NHL, Tom, U Sports, Logan Thompson.
Yeah.
Where did he play? Brock?
Yep.
After he was done with the Fleet Kings.
Did you just drop a Wheat Kings?
No. You misheard.
Wheat Kings? Okay. Jersey, sure, but I know Buffalo wants them, and I'm sure there's a couple other teams, maybe some sneaky ones trying to get in there and pick them up. I'll go in for that.
The only reason that Jersey doesn't make as much sense is that they don't have the goalie to send back,
right?
To be the replacement. But as we discussed with JT, like Stuart Skinner is at minimum a good platoon guy. So is there any interest in if you're moving on from like Riddick and Dawes don't nearly have the resume that Jake Allen does, but I think Allen is pretty content in Jersey. Like he just keeps going back there and he's got a full no trade clause. So he'd have to okay it.
Right.
But like he's 35 now. Is it kind of like, would he be willing? I'm not, I obviously have no idea. And then they've got a few extra good quality forwards. Like, are they going to be able to pay Dawson Mercer, who's RFA after the season, coming off a $4 million contract, 24 years old, a guy that just keeps tantalizing us about what he could accomplish at the NHL level? Like, is that a part of the trade chip? Obviously, you're talking some draft capital, maybe. I think they're a little higher on Gritsik moving forward as a scoring option than maybe Mercer. So I think because this text just came in from Dave in Wetaskiwin, says Jersey doesn't have the assets. Well, they have assets. It's just which ones are they willing to part with to make it happen, I think. And they need to move out some money to make the cap space work too. So lots of options. I'm very interested to see where this goes and if it does in fact develop ahead of the season getting underway, or if it's a teams think they got goaltending sorted out and then all of a sudden a month into the season they say, no, we need a bona fide guy here. And Jersey seems to headline that list, at least for me. Midsummer Classic going tonight at the Bank in Philadelphia. Simple prediction on the match. I know you're going to be glued to it, Tom. You love the MLB All-Star game.
Yeah.
Give me the American League. Dylan Cease on the bump. Potentially Louis Varland coming in to close. Little Blue Jays bias, sure. You're a D-backs guy. They play on the other side of this coin.
Do.
Who's the D-backs All-Star representative?
Is it Ketel Marte or is it
that would be
Padermo?
That would be my best guess.
Yeah, I'd have to look. That's how much I've been on top of the All-Star, the All-Star game. Now, the question is, will the American League win? Out. I got to stick with my D-backs and go National League. Plus, it's in Philly, National League ballpark. It would be nice if you're a Jays fan. John Schneider's a manager. Cease is starting. But I'll go out just to be indifferent.
Corbin Carroll. The Diamondbacks
the
representative, as is lefty pitcher Eduardo Rodriguez.
Yep,
there for the Diamondbacks, and I think that's it. Yeah, so well represented, couple bodies there for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I'll watch this because once again, there's going to be nothing else on. Yeah, it'll be background noise for me. Maybe I'll do a little sprinkling. The National League is favored ever so slightly over on Bet365 for this game. So, and really cool. I can't remember if we touched on this yesterday or not, but for the game, the two starting pitchers named by their respective clubs, Dylan Cease, first Blue Jays pitcher to start at an All-Star game since Ry Halladay did it, and Sanchez, who's having an unreal season over on the National League side for the hometown Phillies. He's the first Phillies pitcher to start in an All-Star game since the Doctor, Roy Halladay. So cool little tie-in for an all-timer for both clubs. We will see how it shakes down
Brando,
at the Bank.
Do you know who the other Blue Jays pitcher in franchise history is to start an MLB All-Star game?
Dave Stieb.
Nailed it. He did twice.
I was just saying, that has to be the most logical guess.
I thought you were going to go with Juan Guzman for a second there, but no, you nailed it.
Kyle Drabick.
Remember Brendan Morrow?
Oh, yeah. He's one of the guys that has had taken a no-hitter into the ninth inning. On the laundry list of Blue Jays pitchers that have accomplished the feat.
Yeah.
And Morrow, I think, was the most recent prior to Cease.
Look at Cease and Schneider right now in Sports.
I noticed John Schneider, this press conference yesterday, he is feeling himself.
He's a rock star now.
He's got the hair done up. Looks like he's been in the sun a little bit too much.
Ray-Bans,
maybe from that California road trip.
Perhaps. He's in commercials with Michael Cera. And then Cease with the mullet looking good.
Yeah, the slick back, full beard rather than the mustache that It's become part of a staple.
Wearing
Yeah,
an Aladdin t-shirt.
we're just watching it on SportsCenter here, and I yes, because John Schneider's son asked him a question at the press conference about the last year's World Series run, and yeah, I couldn't help but think like, man, John Schneider he's all starred up, that's for sure. Looking very well put together here on the national stage.
Well, he's likable.
I like him a lot.
Yeah.
For sure. Over on the pitch, World Cup semifinals beginning this afternoon with Spain taking on France in Dallas, Texas. Tomorrow, England going against Argentina from Hotlanta. We already did our game predictions, but how about a goal scorer prediction? Pick one name across all 4 teams over the next 2 days that you would be willing to stake a claim on finding the net. It's coming home. Give me Harry Kane.
I recognize that. I'm out. I'll say Mbappe.
Chalk.
That is chalk. It's now you're going for best play, right?
I guess.
If you were to put a little bit of a bet down on Bet 365. Yeah, okay. But yeah, Mbappe would be chalky because he's scored essentially, he's a goal a game guy in the World Cup over his career. Messi would be the same thing, right?
Currently prices. So Mbappe is going off at plus 105, Elise plus 250. Dembe also plus 250, and then for the Spaniards, Yamal and Oyarzabal.
Say it with the Spanish lisp.
Oyarzabal. Plus 250 and plus 200 respectively, and then in the Argentina-England game, Harry Kane is, I believe, the second shortest. Yeah, Messi plus 140. Him and Kane both plus 140. So we're both going chalk.
Sure.
If I was getting a little more aggressive, I think Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
Most English name. I would go that direction. But did you pick Argentina or did you take England?
I took Argentina.
You and Josh
France.
both took Argentina.
Yeah.
We all took France. So,
yeah.
Should be great. Yeah, 1:00 kickoff for that game. So some more afternoon footy. Back to that in our regular scheduled programming. That's the start time for both of these semifinal games today and tomorrow. Finally, Tom, National Mac and Cheese Day.
Delish.
Is today. The best boxed brand, which is maybe like a felony, like a cardinal sin to your family's heritage.
No, there was a lot of mac and cheese at my place back in the day.
I'm going with the most common. I think the best that comes out of the box is the staple, Kraft Dinner. There's just something about how it shouldn't be that yellow, but it is.
Nuclear yellow.
It's
orange,
alarming to an extent, but man, does it ever hit the spot.
I'm in because it's just very reliable. It's the old standby. It's always on sale. You know it. You might not love it the most, but it's there for you. You know what you're getting. And I know there's people that swear by like Annie's.
Annie's, I thought, would be maybe the pushback I got.
Yeah,
on this.
but sometimes it's harder to find Annie's. And quite frankly, if you have a box of KD, you know what you're getting. And again, like I think that reliability factor is through the roof. Also, I would add this. I feel like many of us have created our own variations of mac and cheese.
Okay, so what are your alterations to the original recipe?
Thank you. Hot sauce?
Like Frank's?
No, Valentina or Cholula.
Good. Okay, very good choices.
Okay. And lots of cracked pepper. And I'll cut up like chunks of ham. And then sometimes I'll even sprinkle shredded cheddar cheese on top.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going all out.
I love it.
And I assume like your full milk and butter in the mix-in process with the powder. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, hot sauce is a good one.
Yep. Not a ton, but enough to give it a little zip.
Someone Triple C in a truck asked, you still ketchup on your mac and cheese?
No.
Like, is that something you used to do, or is that just an assumption that you're immature?
Perhaps. I acknowledge that and laugh at it. No, I would dabble in it when I was much younger. Ketchup stays away. The Valentina is my go-to. That's what's in the fridge. And I put that in whenever if sometimes you see mac and cheese at the grocery store, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna grab a couple of those.
I'm guilty of that all the time. Like I'm just scrolling through the aisle and I say, oh man, like a little four-pack box of Kraft Dinner. I say, I haven't had this in forever.
Yeah.
Throw in the cart, and then you make it and you're like, oh yeah, this isn't quite what I was hoping for, but it does do the trick.
What did I expect?
Yeah, I did a quick little just Google search on, box brand. Apparently the Walmart name brand, like the Great Value, box mac and cheese, apparently very well reviewed.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I've never had it.
Me neither.
Probably never will.
Fascinating.
I'm being very frank.
National Mac and Cheese Day. You go to some restaurants and they do their mac and cheese and like truffle oil and
lobster mac. I've never had it, but
I'm allergic to shellfish, so it sounds wonderful, but no go for this guy. Don't look at me like that, Fenny.
And Tom, I'll stand in solidarity. I've never had lobster.
It's okay. It's fishy. I've had it and it made me almost sick.
It's worth it. You're just stuffing your face with tails of lobster. Like just have the EpiPen on standby, ready to stab me right in the neck with it.
Yeah, it's like you get the why am I choking? Whoops.
It's like those lactose intolerant people. They're like, I know this is going to make me unwell, but I'm about to crush this tub of Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
It's a risk they're willing to take. That was In or Out with Brando. Brought to you by Pro Solutions. All right, we got to go into the final hour. Before we do that, we need to get to a Sports 1440 update brought to you by All Star Construction. They shape and build Edmonton communities specializing in underground utilities like power, gas, telecommunication, and street lighting. That's All Star Construction. Here's Brendan.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Semi-final at the World Cup getting underway this afternoon. France taking on Spain from Dallas, Texas at Jerry's World. 1 o'clock kickoff between the two teams entered the tournament as favorites to win it all. MLB All-Star Game, the Midsummer Classic from Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. Starting pitcher for the American League, Toronto Blue Jays' own Dylan Cease, first guy to start from the club since Roy Halladay did so in the late 2000s. And on the other side, Chris Sanchez going for the Phillies. The first Phillies pitcher to start an All-Star game since Roy Halladay in 2011. In the WNBA today, midday game going on between the Sun and Fire at the moment. Sun up 50-40 at the half. And tonight, Toronto Tempo at home taking on the Washington Mystics. Coming up in hour 4 of the Tom Gazzola Show, we'll be joined by Connor Halley from The Frenzy, as well as the Jason Greger Show. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray Radio Station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Are you a skilled laborer? All Star Construction wants to talk to you. A heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience? All Star Construction wants to talk to you, too. With work in and around Edmonton for local land developers, All Star Construction offers year-round employment. Whether it's power, gas, or telecom, developers rely on All Star Construction to get the job done. So if you're a skilled laborer or a heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience searching for work, search All Star Construction on Indeed.
No. Canada is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
No fluff, no fillers, just pure entertainment. Sports 1440 brings the heat with bold opinions, big personalities, and Edmonton's fiercest fans. This is your turn. This is Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Canada's biggest appliance sale is on now at The Brick. Save big on top appliance brands throughout the store. Buy more and save more, up to $1,000 off qualifying appliance packages. Plus, take until 2030 to pay with no interest on appliances OAC with Flexity. If you find a lower advertised price on appliances, The Brick will beat it. And check out deals for the rest of your home, like up to 33% off sofas, love seats, sectionals, and recliners. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
Hey there, it's Brandon Douglas from Sports 1440. I was tired of slow, unreliable internet connections, so I signed up for Starlink. It's fast, reliable even in bad weather, and has made streaming for movie nights and online gaming so much better. The summer doesn't mean a break from watching sports, and I've been streaming all the games seamlessly when at the family farm, despite the remote location. If you're ready for a better internet experience, you can order online in 2 minutes at starlink.com/radio or call 1-888-GO-STARLINK.
The Tom Gazzola Show on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we are here to stay.
Brandon Douglas, you brilliant man. You just made this hour so much better by playing that song.
This is one of the fun little tidbits that I've learned about you in the past week and a half. You're a fiend, pun intended.
Yep.
For Ghostbusters.
I am legit to this day. Absolutely adore the Ghostbusters, and it goes back to the original. Obviously, the real Ghostbusters is cartoon. Had the toys as a kid. Ghostbusters 2 scared me.
Was that the one with the Marshmallow Man?
That was number 1.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Number 2 had the painting Vigo the Carpathian, or as Peter Venkman, played by Bill Murray, called him, Vigo the Butch. That one came out when I was like 3, but I don't know. I was just fascinated with. So I have like Ghostbusters video games. And
What's
then
the guns they have called?
Proton packs.
You got a
Neutrona
replica?
ones.
You got a replica?
I built one for that. For Halloween parties.
For Comic-Con one year.
Yeah, no, I'm not cool enough for Comic-Con, but there used to be a big Halloween party down at the Shaw Conference, or the Conference Center now. And my buddies and I all went as Ghostbusters. And when your buddy's an electrician, he wires up that proton pack, and we made 4 of them. It was the best time. The best time. All right, keep those texts coming in. I think we need to hit on some of these mac and cheese variations. Of course, the Gazzola Show brought to you by Bet365. Canada just hit the biggest home run of the summer. Bet365 available in Alberta, and it's here to stay. Download the app. Must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly. I saw and heard you two talking about the variations of mac and cheese. And then there's also a bunch of texts in regard to this. So I'll start with this one. Biased Oiler fan says Annie's, and then added better than sign. So saying that it's superior. And then also beer over milk in my KD, says Biased Oiler fan. Really? That would blend well?
Like a beer cheese? Right? Like you dip in your pretzel in, maybe?
It's surprisingly okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like actual beer cheese.
It's homemade beer cheese.
Yeah. Johnny Wishbone says, come on, Tommy, chop up some wieners. Hey, some people do that for put hot dogs in the mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Kyle?
Oh, the trick there is you boil your hot dogs and then you use that water to then boil your craft dinner.
Correct.
And maybe you get a little flavor infusion. I'm really not sure.
I've heard of this.
Dog water.
Some people swear by it. Kyle says hot sauce, ground up sausage, and a sprinkle of seasoning salt.
I get on board with that.
Okay, yeah. The Rig says back in the day when I occasionally had KD, I'd mix in a scoop of Cheese Whiz, then mix in ketchup and pepper to make it taste like Alpha-Getty. The Rig, then why don't you just have Alpha-Getty? Usually readily available. Aaron asking us, have you guys tried the Cheetos mac and cheese? Dangerously cheesy.
I have not, and I'm not sure I will.
Darren says President Choice white cheddar is superior to KD. And then Richard with, I like to put Italian salad dressing on. That one is new to me.
Of all, I've never heard that before. And of the whole wave of alterations that came in on the text line, that might be the one I'm most tempted to try.
The Italian dressing?
I love Italian dressing.
You know who really hasn't said anything is Josh here. Are you?
Well,
Josh
probably looks down on those of us that dive into the box mac and cheese because I don't know if you know this, Tom. He only makes homemade tomato soup and
I respect that.
I'm a very good cook.
Home baked bread
Okay.
for his grilled cheese sandwiches that he uses to seduce lady visitors. This has all been discussed on air before. I'm just rehashing.
She's just rehashing. The girlfriend nixed the tomato soup and grilled cheese.
Oh no.
She not because of like me having made it for other girls before, but because she doesn't like tomato soup. And I was like, damn, that is too bad. This one might be better. She was like, no, babe, not gonna happen. I was like, all right. No, hey, listen, I love mac and cheese. I keep it pretty simple. Make that water as salty as the ocean, and everything's fine. It just it tastes good. Like it's pretty ho hum on my front. If I'm eating mac and cheese, I need the sustenance.
Yeah. Perhaps after a night of frivolity.
Desperate times.
Yeah.
Correct. Or I didn't have breakfast that day and I'm starving and I don't want to wait to like cook something for real. Then yeah, like I've got nothing against mac and cheese or KD. I lived off of that in university or
Many of us.
college, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would take Annie's white cheddar mac and cheese over just like traditional craft dinner.
It's quite popular.
Yeah. Hey, I love it. You give me a box of Annie's white cheddar mac and cheese, I'm like, ooh, hold on, guys.
It's made.
You're talking. Don't talk dirty to me now. Come on.
You watch your mouth. Imitation Tom says no milk, half the butter dollop or two of cream cheese. Unreal. That's from Imitation Tom. And then Dave from Stony says spicy KD is my go-to. Triple C in a truck says throw tuna in. It's like a tuna casserole. I'm not a tuna guy. But to those that like tuna, they probably would love that. And there are a lot of tuna fans out there. Bobby's coming at me, I think. So Tommy is allergic to shellfish. He doesn't eat pizza crust unless it's doused in ranch dressing. He doesn't like blue cheese. Gorgonzola even rhymes with his last name. Time to hand in your Italian card, Gazzola, from Bobby. Paisan, we're from the north. I used to make this joke to my dad. I'm like, Dad, what year did our ancestors cross the Alps from Switzerland into Italy? And he never found that funny. And then he went back to Italy to like reconnect with his cousins and the family back there 8 or 9 years ago. And one day after he came back, he looked at me. He's like, you know that dumb joke you would make about us crossing over from Switzerland? I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, they did. You were right. Wow. How about that?
I ran into one of your fellow paisans yesterday.
Which one?
The one and only legend, Gene Principe.
Ah, Uncle Gene. He texted me yesterday. How's he doing?
Did he say buongiorno?
Let me see. I think we were talking about tank tops at one point. He sent me a photo of him wearing a tank top. Ah, he was listening. He said, sounding good in the morning.
Oh,
okay.
What a guy.
Thank you, Paisan. Uncle Gene. He's the best.
Yes, very much so.
He was at the event?
Yeah. He was down checking in. He was decked out in he had his best Sportsnet Team Canada polo on.
Oh, yes.
When I saw him, did a quick little chat. It's good to see him. He'd went to the one game or a game.
To Van. Yeah.
Yeah. Incredible.
He loves his calcio. That's soccer in Italian.
Is that translated from soccer or football?
I don't know. I just know it's called calcio. Calcio Italia, which is not very good right now, evidently. Dave in Section T says, Cavatappi makes the best mac and cheese. I use a variety of cheeses, usually 3, depending on what other add-ins I use. The garlic and butter on the breadcrumb topping is a must. Never KD. I've had Dave in Section T's like homemade bison burgers. And you can catch him at the tailgate at Elks games.
I might have to on Friday.
If this
is the type of spread he's serving up.
Great hospitality.
The previous best offer we've gotten on this show from a tailgate regular, and this is no shade. Army Daryl says, "Come on by." I can't. He always texts in his lot number. I can't remember which it is off the top of my head, but he'll say, "Yeah, you're welcome to whatever," which is usually a warm can of Pilsner pulled out from underneath the bottom of the truck seat, which I'm all here for.
Lucky.
I'm very familiar with that. I've drank more than my fair share of hot Pilsners over the year. But This Dave's setup sounded pretty good.
Hey, that is one of the wonderful things about the tailgate. If you haven't been to a game in a few years, the tailgate has enhanced the experience. And 98% of those that are tailgating are very, very hospitable.
Mm-hmm.
And the food's always great. And the beverages are cool and delicious and crispy. And the vibe is high. It really is. So go say hi to Dave. Who was it? Army
Daryl.
Army Daryl as well. Maybe he'll put the beer on ice for someone else, but not for the Duke.
No, he knows I like him hot.
Nice and hot can of pill for Brando.
Yeah, I like when he hands it to me. I like, whoa, it's a little sizzly.
Ooh, yummy. Aaron says calcio means to kick in Italian. Thank you. My Italian needs it to be brushed up. And then Kurt says, here's one last recipe for your mac and cheese from Kurt. Pan fry garlic, sausage, medallions till they're crispy. Add it to the mac and cheese. Top it off with a spicy pasta sauce. Then you have magic. I love how people have their variations of KD mac and cheese, whatever you use.
This seems like it's really going, like you're actually just making real mac and cheese at this point, right? Like
Yeah.
you're past the whole out of the box principle, which is kind of in line with what Josh was saying, where it's in a pinch. Maybe you're coming home from a night at the bar. Maybe you were at the bar the night previous and you don't have much of an energy level to do anything more than boil a pot of water, open a cardboard box, and then stir, essentially, or the actions necessary.
Mix and stir.
These recipes sound unreal.
Seriously.
But they've superseded the box conversation. If you're doing all this with a box mac and cheese,
right,
all the power to you.
I feel like some are doing it with the box mac and cheese, Brando.
At that point, why not just cook real macaroni?
Fair. It's not like the pasta in a box of KD isn't real macaroni. It's just it's in its simplest form, and one that I think we collectively have we maybe looked down upon because it's so readily available, you know? Perhaps. Maybe I'm making too much of it. All right, there he is. Connor Halley. He's our next guest on this show. I'm going to end this segment with Rod's text and recommendation for KD. Here we go. After boiling pasta noodles, add butter, garlic, powder, cream cheese, and then shredded cheese. Mix. Added steamed broccoli and roasted chicken. That sounds gourmet. And I always give people the gears when they say pasta. It's pasta.
Pasta.
I'm going to Canada. Have some pasta. Have some pasta.
Some water.
Yes. Todd wants to know if we could do spam recipes tomorrow. We'll look into it, Todd. We got to step out when we come back. Connor Halley from The Frenzy and the Jason Gregor Show right here on the Gazzola Show, brought to you by Bet365.
No. Canada is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
Need a new ride for road trips, errands, or just life on the go? Go Auto offers a massive selection with over 15,000 new and used vehicles to choose from. With over 70 locations across Western Canada, finding your next ride has never been easier. Whether it's a roomy SUV for the family, a sleek car for the open road, or a rugged truck for your weekend adventures, you'll find it here at a price you'll love. Explore thousands of vehicles today at goauto.ca.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
It's Dollar Drink Summer at McDonald's. Sip on a refreshing small fountain drink or a small iced coffee for just $1 each plus tax, all summer long. Only at McDonald's. Excludes flavored and cloud iced coffees. At participating Canadian restaurants. Taxes extra. Prices exclude delivery.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Running a business is tough. Finding new customers shouldn't be. Stop chasing leads. Let them come to you with Stingray, offering you access to more digital, outdoor, and traditional advertising platforms, including radio, connected TV, search and social, programmatic, digital advertising, and digital out of home. So while you're closing the next deal, Stingray is working for you to deliver more leads, more customers, more sales. It's that easy. Get started now at stingraymediasolutions.com and always be closing.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the two best names in the boots business.
No! Canada is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
The Tom Gazzola Show. Oiler insider and Jersey aficionado. Edmonton's sports leader. Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we're here to stay.
5, diving back into the show. Glad you're here with us, whether it's on the AM dial, iHeart, TuneIn, maybe you're watching or listening on X. Whatever works. It's all good. Maybe you're going to listen to it later. We appreciate it. Tom, Connor, Brandon, Benny with you. Text us 1-833-401-1440. And listen, like, it's incredible. We were talking about like tailgate, the food at the tailgate, the hospitality at the tailgate. Hopefully the tailgate's busy this Friday when the Elks take on the BC Lions. And then when we went through in or out, Brandon brought up that it's mac and cheese day. And the amount of recipes that have come into the text line are phenomenal. And the creations and variations, Connor Halley.
Yeah.
Like, let's go to Anthony here. Hey, Ton, Paisano. He says the real ones use pecorino romano and make cacio e pepe, the OG cheesy pasta. AD. Hey, Ton.
I don't know what any of that is. I'm like the most basic from the box, spiced up with anise every once in a while.
Yep.
Yeah. But
a lot of Annie's in the text line.
Annie's is great. I was telling you off air, and I don't know if you remember this, but you and I back in the day street teamed for Astral at the time, I think it would have been.
Yeah.
And one of the first conversations we had, just you and I driving back from some event, I very vividly remember talking about craft dinner recipes and how you spice it up. So it's a timeless topic, really. Like it lingers around. Everyone has an opinion, and the food topics are always the best.
Spans generations.
100%. And I think you've grown, though. I think you've moved on from ketchup.
My palate has advanced.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, thank you.
Me,
It's
not so
refined.
much. I'm kind of just hanging around with the same old stuff. Tried, tested, and true. But yeah, it's a good topic.
I would say you have become a more refined, actual adult male. You're married. You have a child.
Yeah.
You're a homeowner.
Those are true.
Very minimal amount of those things.
I don't know if there's a correlation to adult male. It just kind of fell into it. Really, Ashley does all the heavy lifting. I just played a little role in having a kid.
Yeah,
the fun stuff, and she kind of did the rest. So
yeah, that's kind of how it's done.
That happened. That was cool. Yeah.
And I would say good job.
Yeah, thank you. Buddy.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
How are you? You're back. You're back from vacation. What's going on? I know we talked a little bit last week, but
yeah. 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
I never took 2-week vacations until we started up this whole thing at Sports 1440. And since then, it's like 1 week's not enough. Stretch it out a little bit here for me personally. Go out of province. And yeah, it was really good to get out to
BC, take it all in.
Stress-free or stressful?
Tougher with the little guy running around.
Yep.
You know, you're always kind of watching him. He's starting to run. So he's
Excellent.
just moving around out there, always getting into the stuff he's not supposed to, loves outlets and those sorts of things. So you keep him away from that. But, you know, you're not working. I was watching sports as a fan, not putting too much thought into a lot of the things. So that's always nice.
Yeah. Outlets, they come with a buzz. So be careful. I accidentally stuck a fork into one at my grandparents' house back in the
Really?
day. Yeah, that was not smart.
No.
Whoopsies.
Well, live and learn.
Yeah, I'm here today. So maybe lost a few brain cells, but that's okay. Right. It's quiet. We've been talking about that in the world of sports. So we got World Cup today, semifinal action. Obviously, that's on our mind. And then the All-Star game. And I know you dabble in MLB. So
Yeah.
is that what you're going to be keeping busy with today?
I think so. I mean, the home run derby last night, hand up, I did not watch it live. I was watching Yaremchuk. I was totally in on the ace race. I couldn't stop watching it. Like the commentary I thought was hilarious and just hoping he'd get it done. I watched it till 12:45 last night. Like I wanted it to get done. But then after I went and watched the highlights from the home run derby, and my goodness, like just the drama, 6 straight home runs at the end, being the villain in that case against the hometown hero.
Yep.
I thought it was absolutely awesome. Not the guy I picked to win, but for a guy who has 49 home runs, incredible. Jordan Walker was awesome. And like, I think he made more money winning the home run derby than he did this year with his contract. So just 24 years old, a former first round pick, he's highly touted, but to go out there and win it under those circumstances, Tom, like that's all you could ask for.
His swing is so smooth.
Mhm.
So smooth. And listen, I don't know if they use a regulation ball or if it's juiced up, perhaps. I know there's been a lot of discussion about that over the years, about the baseballs that are being used in the bigs lately, but the way that they sailed at the ballpark yesterday was just these moon shots.
Yeah.
And he was just crushing them. And it looked like just the easiest swing.
And that, I mean, maybe there's something to it, right? Where you're not putting all your muscle into it. Obviously, it's a bit of a marathon. You're not trying to rack it all up in the first round, but yeah, effortless swing. And if they did juice the balls a little bit, good, right? Like, let's inflate the numbers a little bit. Let's have these numbers big and some absolute moonshots, like you said. I'm here for it. Let's do it.
I always wondered if the guys that were in the home run derby had their swings messed up because of it. Was that ever a talking point?
Tater mentioned it. Like the last few years, some of the guys who've gone longer and have hit more home runs down the stretch in the season. I think Bobby Abreu was the name he brought up.
Yeah.
Kind of tailed off in the second half. I don't know if there's a direct correlation to it, but I guess, man, you're taking 100 plus full whacks at it. Maybe there is something there. Maybe it changes things a little bit, but I don't care. I'm still
You're here
enjoying
for
it.
it.
Yeah. I mean, hey, when Vlad was in it a couple of years ago, I was rooting for him to get the job done. Like I wasn't thinking about the second half of the season or anything like that. I mean, it's just kind of goes along with it. And I like that in Major League Baseball, we kind of had correlations between the NBA dunk contest where these guys, like the superstars, kind of don't go into the NBA dunk contest. We're getting guys from the G League. Mac McClung's coming up and winning it.
Yeah.
Whereas Major League Baseball, it's like this is a chance to go prove yourself. You want to be the big dog who wins this one. So I really respect that aspect of it, that the big guys want to get out there and do it. Now we need Shohei out there.
Well, he ducked out, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get Judge. They've done it before in the past,
Right.
But I'd love to see those guys out there too.
Maybe for them, a special occasion reason. If they're hosting one or something like that, at that point, those guys can do whatever the heck they want. Connor Halley with us as we roll along on this Tuesday. How about the World Cup? Are you going to be watching? I know you're going to be busy and ready for the
100%.
show, but
yeah, we'll have it on out by the bar, and then obviously I'm assuming we'll change the channel to throw it up there. I think this World Cup has been fantastic, and the star power, everyone who's showed up for their country, like Mbappe today, is going to be good. I know a lot of people had Spain, France as a final, and to get them meeting in the semis, great. But for England tomorrow, Harry Kane's been fantastic, as has Jude Bellingham, and then you got Messi with Argentina, or VA Argentina, as some people call them.
VA Argentina.
And yeah. I'm an England supporter here, so I'm going to be going.
That's what Brandon would say.
Going anti-Argentina in this one, and we'll see how it plays out. But I think that's what you want, right? Like you have a tournament like this with all these world-class stars, and in the past. I mentioned Salah for Egypt hasn't gotten in, or Holland with Norway hasn't been getting in. So you expand the field, and it gives these nations a chance to get in. And these guys are taking the most of their opportunity, having great tournaments. And I mean, I don't think there's a bigger star on the planet now than Holland. After what he was able to do on and off the field, people just kind of fall in love with us guys. So it's been a great tournament, and to have these 4 powerhouse nations meeting, I think it's great.
Holland, if you didn't see it, arrived yesterday back in Norway, and he had like a stuffed raccoon
Yeah.
thing that. Did you see this? It was
And
ridiculous.
it was also like holding an empty whiskey bottle or something,
Yeah.
like mounted on it. It was crazy.
Which state did he find that thing in?
I want to say Southeast
Missouri,
Carolina, Missouri. Yeah. Like,
and
this
then he
is
was trying to
amazing.
like get a name for it. Like he was interacting with his followers. What should we name it?
Kenneth.
I
don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know.
He's got a future. I think if he ever wants
Oh,
to
yeah.
come play in maybe 15 years down the line, wants to come play in the MLS, I think he'll have a pretty good landing spot.
Well, he is a global phenomenon now, certainly. And it's funny, like if you follow sports, and like I'm not a huge soccer guy. I don't care much for the Premiership and club soccer, but you knew of him and
Yeah.
his prowess in the last couple of years. But now, because of social media, especially, like he is the face of soccer. And I'm no disrespect to Messi or Ronaldo or anything
Mhm.
like that, or Mbappe, but Holland's kind of swept everyone over with his antics, if you will. And like they're harmless. He seems like a guy that doesn't have a care in the world. And why should he? I mean, he's making
Yeah,
tons of money. He scores almost every game that he plays in, club or international. Everybody knows who he is. His parents, so like his dad was a soccer player. If you didn't know this, his dad was a soccer player. He was born in England.
Yeah.
And
Leeds, I
his
believe.
mom was a heptathlete.
Yeah.
So like he's got the genes.
And he you look at Messi and scoring the goals the way he does. He's 5'6", maybe.
Yeah. Didn't they have to like juice him up with human growth hormone? Is that real, or is that an AI story? Like,
Hard to say.
I don't know.
Seems believable, but Holland is 6'5".
Yeah.
Like when he's going into the 18-yard box, like if it's going in the air, he's probably going to beat you. If it's being physical, he's probably going to beat you.
Yeah.
He's got the touch, he the anticipation, he thinks the game. Like it's pretty incredible. And I mean, his looks, he just looks like a Viking, like with the hair and everything. Like he stands out. When you see that guy, you're like, oh, who's that guy? And he's one of those types of athletes. So yeah, it's pretty cool for him.
I thought he looked like Jesse Puljujärvi when he first was on the scene. I'm like, that guy looks like Jesse.
Yeah. He kind of gives me the vibes of the I Am Legend. I don't want to say zombies because people always text in. They're not zombies. They're something else.
In I Am Legend?
I Am
they're
Legend.
like genetically modified humans.
Yeah, like the way he, maybe the speed, the athleticism, but just the face as well.
Yeah, yeah.
That's who he reminds me of. But Puljujärvi's a good one.
True character. Lots of expression on that face. What's coming up on the show today, big man?
Fantasy. Wait, no, not fantasy. It's just the frenzy now. Yeah, old habits. Well, we'll just kind of open things up, talk about all sorts of things as we like to do. Maybe some CFL, some Oilers as well.
Excellent.
Then on the Gregor show today, we're gonna probably go out to Detroit, try to talk some Jays. Dave McCarthy will join us. Grant Fedora from Leading Edge Physio. Got Tater, Yaremchuk. Hopefully, I haven't texted him yet because he's still probably sleeping.
Have to tape a phone to his head.
100%,
Or,
yeah.
like just stand him up in front of the screen.
Go wireless.
Yeah.
Go. Spec, DVD, stats of the day. Should be a fun show.
It always is.
Yeah.
Excellent. You know what's fun? Hanging out with you.
It's been a long time. It's great to be back doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
How's it been going for you?
I think
Everyone's
really
treating you well?
It feels like it.
Marty's been nice to you and everything like
Marty's super nice.
Okay.
Everybody's super nice. It's very welcoming.
Let me know.
Well, you are the muscle.
Yeah, well, I'll put my best guy on it.
Okay. See?
It's Brandon.
Brandon.
Yeah. And then I'll put my best guy on it.
Oh, I see.
Which is Mackenzie.
Yeah. Chain of command here works very well.
You guys just passed the buck. I respect that. Classic. Classic broadcasting. Thanks for doing this, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
Good to see you. Talk to you later. There you go. Connor Halley from The Frenzy coming up. And then the Jason Gregor show. Yeah. I can't believe you remembered me and you talk about mac and cheese in like 2008. Weird Yeah.
It stood out.
Well, here we are.
I remember my first ever street team shift with you, Raimai, and Drew Dalby.
Oh my goodness.
It was at I think it was Rad Torque Raceway.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah, that was the first one I ever did.
Well, we made the most of it.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah. Connor Halley, the best. Great guy. We're going to take our last break of the show. When we come back, we didn't do Cam and Eggs, so we'll do Cam and Eggs. Absolutely. This is the Gazzola Show, brought to you by Bet365.
No! Canada is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is switching, Dan.
Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
Kickoff is coming July 17th. Elks, Lions at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. It's Dog Days of Summer presented by ATCO Energy. Bring your pup and watch the game in an exclusive section. Get your tickets at goelks.com/tickets.
Silent Ice Sports and Entertainment is an innovative market leader across Western Canada. Properties include the Spruce Grove Saints, the Junior Prospects Hockey League, Silent Rides Charter Company, the Hockey Super League, and the newly launched Female Super League. Silent Ice also owns the Western Hockey League Seattle Thunderbirds and operates the Morinville AAA Arena. The Silent Ice Center, a new state-of-the-art entertainment facility in Nisku, features 2 sheets of ice, a 1,600-seat arena, as well as Summit Restaurant. Learn more at silentice.com.
It's the hard jobs that take know-how, expertise, and the right experience. And that's why, time and time again, GS Construction gets the call when it comes to the hard jobs. Underground projects that are genuinely difficult, like deep installs, tough ground conditions, or tight urban sites. So remember, when it's a hard job, the list gets short, and GS Construction is on it. Want to tackle the hard jobs? We're looking for experienced pipe layers and topmen. Visit gsconstruction.ca today.
Guys, there never seems to be enough time in the day, but you need to make time for this. Ken Franchek here. If you're 40 or over, a quick PSA blood test is crucial for early prostate cancer detection. The Prostate Cancer Center's Man Van is a mobile health clinic driving change for men's health. A few minutes could save your life. To get the Man Van out to your business or event, book today at getcheck.ca.
Wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Feeling overwhelmed by debt? Concerned about what the next few weeks or months will bring for your finances? My name is Parveen Middleton. I'm a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Edmonton. You don't have to navigate this alone. Together, we can review your options and build a personalized plan to reduce your payments and get you out of debt, so you can breathe again. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to book your free consultation and discover your debt-free future.
Caesars is Alberta's anytime, anywhere sportsbook. Stay in the action with your favorite teams and players. Whether you're camping, kayaking, or catching a show this summer, bet wherever you are, whenever you want. Plus, Caesars Sportsbook offers fast payouts and flex parlays, a new way to keep your bet alive even if a pick misses. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app today.
Must be 18 or older and physically present in Alberta to gamble. Must be 21 or older to use Caesars Sportsbook. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. Standard message and data rates may apply. Please play responsibly.
The Tom Gazzola Show on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we are here to stay.
#42, final segment of the show. It's been a lovely Tuesday on our way to a really nice and warm, you could even say hot summer day, which is a pleasant change of pace from all the rain we've been getting. And it should be good the rest of the week. Hopefully game day on Friday will be perfect conditions as the Elks look to go to 5-1, taking on the BC Lions. We did give away some tickets, right, Brando?
I think so.
I think we did.
But you can text in just like at any point, and we'll give them away all week.
Yes.
And it's kind of convenient for us, Tom, and by that I mean you and I in this studio, that we don't have to worry about it, because when you text in the keyword, which is Elks, ELKS, it just goes straight to like a separate folder.
Yes.
And our friends down the hallway, Brent and Marissa, they take care of it all.
Yes.
So shout out them, shout out the Elks for setting us up, and you can't ask for a better night to head down to the ballpark.
Maybe have a social sparkler or two.
Maybe
visit.
swing by Dave's or Army Daryl's tailgate. Or the K97 tailgate.
That's right.
Also really good, too.
Go say hi to Jerry Haraxi from the Spirit of Edmonton.
Yes.
Maybe he'll provide you with some sluice juice. Sociables. That's a good idea. I cannot partake.
You're not even going to swing by the tailgate, Tom?
I will walk by. Shout out to Andrea, who I said hi to, her and her husband, Jay. It's crazy how many people you get to know around there.
Right.
Again, great vibe if you haven't been.
I actually have a question, Tom.
Yes.
You get there quite early.
Like at least 2 hours before.
At least 2 hours.
Yeah.
So are you going to the media meal at about 6 o'clock, I think, right? 5:30 to 6 is when they do it?
Yeah, I usually do. I have had some food from the tailgate, but when I do have it from the tailgate, I generally get some on my shirt.
Yeah, you got to play it safe.
You got to play it safe.
Like we were talking about with my white Trappers jersey.
Play it safe
in the show.
Yeah.
The reason I bring that up is because since I started going to Elks games as a, quote unquote member of the media, and the meal was served in the press box.
Yes.
My first year.
That is correct.
2 years. And I wouldn't get it all the time. Sometimes we'd be like rolling in right at kickoff and it was already pretty picked through. That's fine. It's whatever. It was like $5 and can't get a meal for cheaper than that.
Great price.
But this year, because they kind of mini renovated, they just expanded the owner's suite. And because they've got I see them all the time. It's always packed of people. They need the space.
Yeah.
All of Larry's grandkids, maybe even great kids. Grandkids, I have no idea, running around. They're having a great time. So all the power to them. It's their team.
Yeah.
But it eliminated the area where they would serve. So now the media meal is served elsewhere.
In the Jackie Parker room.
Which, A, I've never been to.
Oh.
B, I do not get to the games an hour and a half in advance.
No.
If I'm there 15 to 20 minutes ahead of kickoff, I consider that sufficient to make my way into the stadium, get into the box. Hopefully there's a seat remaining for me. Try and save one for Declan. If not, tough love. And watch the game. And then dip out for some mini donuts at halftime.
Good call. The media meal is still excellent. Lori takes care of everybody there. Shout out to Lori from the Elks. And then Dwayne Ford and I were having a bite, and they had opened the doors to the stadium, and then fans came and sat around us. It was nice. It was kind of nice. The owner's suite is very busy, very popular, and when you own the team, that's the type of perks you get to have, is you take over the press box. And sadly, unfortunately, when the press box, like the original, it was pretty big, it was robust, lots of space in there. And unfortunately, the last few years, not as many media members going.
No.
Not only that, there's not as many outlets as there used to be.
It's also very true. It's really dominated by actual Elk staff, some CFL staff there that are doing all their tracking and statistics work and, helping out the broadcast team, all that jazz. They're in there. My only real qualm ever, and it's been eliminated since this, like the little kitchenette is now not part of the press box.
Mm-hmm.
There was always a coffee urn on the counter, and the light was on, like indicating that it was operational. I fell for it every single game I went to. There was never any coffee in it. Never once.
No.
I go over there, I was like, cool, I could use a little cup of Joe for this 7 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday night.
Little pick me up.
Go pick me up to get me through the game. And I just pressed that little black plastic tap and just nothing. Not even like a drip, like it had been filled and emptied already. No, there was just never any coffee in it.
Like a swift kick in the pills.
So I would sell for a very crisp can of Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Instead. Which, hey, pretty good substitute.
It's readily available.
Yeah.
Eddie Steele, do you know him? I do. He's a great
I've heard
guy.
of him.
Yeah. He says, Duke, you are factually true about your timing showing up to games with an LOL. Hello, Eddie.
Well, yeah, we saw Eddie when we were pulling into the parking lot on Thursday.
I love it.
So it almost run him down crossing the street.
That's a big dude.
He was not using an appropriate crosswalk. He was jaywalking.
I didn't hear that. I'm going to let that one slide.
There's so many cops around there. You think they'd give him a ticket?
No, not with Eddie.
They're busy though,
They're
keeping
busy.
traffic in check.
That's right. All right, we got to get to Cam and Eggs with our very own Cam Tate. He audio file today. I'm not reading anything. All right, awesome. Here we go. Cam and Eggs.
Well, good morning, Edmonton. Tommy, did that wake you up back there? If not, I'll just wave a donut under your nose. Works every time. Look, folks, I'm having a rough day. Decisions. See, it's National Nude Day, and I honestly don't know what to wear. I'll let you use your imagination, but let's just say my dry cleaner is going to have some serious questions tomorrow morning. But this whole clothes optional holiday got me thinking. Nudity in sports. Why not? Could we have a nudist Olympics? But hey, nudity in sports is actually an old, time-honored tradition, except usually the athletes are the ones with clothes on, and it's some local hero in the stands who decides to set their wild side free. Let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? The history of the streaker. It all started peaking back in the 1970s, the golden era of people losing their minds and their shirts. The most famous one of all time, a fellow named Michael O'Brien in 1974. He ran out onto the pitch during a major rugby match wearing absolutely nothing but a grin. But the real hero of that day was the police officer, Alistair Johns, who chased him down and used his official police helmet to cover Michael's, well, let's call it his lower half equipment. Talk about a helmet violation. Then you've got Erica Rowe in 1982, who sprinted across the exact same rugby field. She became an overnight celebrity and proved that in rugby, the tackles aren't the only things that can be eye-popping. But the absolute peak of the art form of streaking, it belongs to baseball. Now, baseball is a slow game. We know this. Sometimes you need a little excitement. Enter the legendary Morgana, the kissing bandit. Back in the 70s and 80s, she would hop the fence, run onto the diamond, and plant a big, wet kiss on superstars like Nolan Ryan and George Brett. But my personal favorite? A classic major league game where a guy decided to run across the outfield in the buff. He slid right into second base, which, let me tell you, to wrap up National Nudist Day. Tonight is the Baseball All-Star Game. But I say we change the spelling. Let's make it the Baseball All-Stag Game. So if you're heading out to the ballpark tonight, or just sitting in your living room celebrating National Nudist Day, keep your eyes on the ball. And maybe, just maybe, keep your pants on. At least until the 7th inning stretch. Tommy, cut my mic before Gregor does. Cam and Eggs, Sports. 1440.
Didn't know we were going there. Thank you, Cam Tate.
Well, as you just discussed with Connor, slow news week.
Uh-huh. National Nudist Day on National Mac and Cheese Day.
Are you glad that that's the direction I went for in or out rather than National Nudist Day?
I'm thankful,
Tom.
I'm thankful. And the depth at which Cam
Cam
Tate
did a lot of research for that.
Went to and dug into streakers in pro sports. Very impressive. Thank you, Cam. Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of streakers. And there's always one at big games, you know? Remember that there was a guy at the Super Bowl that did it, and then he won money because he bet on there being a streaker, and they found out about it? Yeah.
Problematic.
That is a conflict. So there's that. Yeah. I like Cam's variety, let's say.
You never really know what you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps you on your toes.
Yeah. Well, Brad texting in here says, your Remchuk not doing his hole-in-one challenge on National Nudist Day feels like a missed opportunity.
He did have his shirt off for a
Well
stretch
done.
yesterday.
Nice. Guns out, suns out.
I don't know about guns, but arms.
Okay. More like slingshots.
Yeah, rubber bands.
They work. And man, he was hustling yesterday. What did we say? 1,800 shots.
Yeah.
Hit the pin on one. Someone mentioned in the text line. It's very impressive. It's been a good show. We've discussed a broad variety of topics.
That we have.
I would say.
Yeah.
And it flies by. It really does.
So do you got we've kind of what almost started and kickstarted a lot of this food discussion, which has spanned several topics in and of itself over the course of the show, Tom, was the watch party notion for World Cup action. And if wings were an appropriate food choice to watch soccer, since they don't really come from the same origins.
Correct.
You got any plans for the footy match here?
I will pick up something to eat for lunch. I want to get down to Commonwealth for the practice, the Elks practice. And then we have a little get together for one Kevin Karius today. Do we not?
Yeah, tonight.
Yeah.
Little shindig.
Little
as if we
shaker.
didn't, pump his tires and everything enough a few weeks ago.
Hey.
He's probably feeling missed, and it's been several weeks since he's been in the spotlight. Now he's like, yeah, I want all my friends to come back around and talk about me some more. No, I'm just kidding. That's probably the opposite of what Kevin would probably prefer just to fade into the abyss.
The spotlight follows him.
Yeah, he's a natural star.
He's a likable guy. So yeah, no, looking forward to that. Yeah, I'm going to try to get down to Commonwealth, and I know the game kicks off at 1 here between France and Spain. I was thinking of maybe having a little mac and cheese with some wings.
Not
joke.
bad.
No joke.
Not bad at all.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I'll watch the start of it here at the studio because I'll still be here at 1 o'clock, and then hopefully maybe during one of the hydration breaks. They're so convenient. I'll try and rush home and miss as little of the action as possible because I don't really want to stay for the entire first half here and watch it in the bar area out front here at Stingray. But yeah, I'll grab I think there's actually lunch being brought in today.
Ooh, nice.
Actually, that's a good reminder because I want to give him a shout out because it is from Nando's.
Oh, nice.
Who we've had before, and it's unreal. And the reason they're dropping it off is the reason I want to get to it. It's their community initiative running this weekend for Mandela Day.
Okay.
Because Nando's is South African cuisine, and obviously Nelson Mandela and his legacy of generosity and all that jazz. So I would encourage everyone to seek that out for both Nando's and their community initiatives for Mandela Day.
Nice.
This Saturday, so this is just coming across the wire, any guest who brings a non-perishable food donation to Nando's will get a free quarter chicken and peri fries.
Ooh.
All the food raised goes directly to a local food bank.
Absolutely tremendous.
So, pretty awesome. Shout out Nando's.
And Fenny got excited because I think he was planning
food dropped off.
and you were gonna whip up a quick bisque or something. Yeah, they're finger pistols. It's been a tremendous show. The Stair Farmer says, great show today. Thank you, Stair Farmer. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. Wonderful guests as always. We'll do it all over again tomorrow, starting at 7 a.m. I hope everybody has a tremendous Tuesday. Nice and warm out there. Wear some sunscreen. Keep the bug juice on you because those skeeters are getting pretty bad. We need to get to one more Sports 1440 update with Brando, brought to you by Fusion Promo Marketing. Expand your brand, high-quality promotional products for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. Get noticed at fusionpromomarketing.ca. That's Fusion with a Z. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Here's Brando.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Semifinals at the World Cup kicking off this afternoon, starting with France and Spain, who enter the tournament as the favorites to win it all. They get going at 1 o'clock from Jerry's World in Dallas, Texas, and the MLB All-Star Game going tonight from Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. Starting pitcher for the American League is the Blue Jays' Dylan Cease, first Jays starter to make the start at a Midsummer Classic since Roy Halladay. And ditto on the Phillies side of things is the host club sends out Chris Sanchez to represent the National League, first Philly starter at the All-Star game since Roy Halladay in 2011. WNBA game tonight has the Toronto Tempo taking on the Mystics, tip-off at 5 o'clock from the 6th, and an afternoon affair already underway as the Sun lead the Fire 82-79 heading into the final 3 minutes of the fourth quarter. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is The Frenzy with Hallie and Douglas. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray